Okay. Starters for us.
5 walk card. 11 chamber. 21 wrestler. 25 chamber. 33 pitcher.
And you know, her grandfather died. He just told me back there. She's going.
Alright, here we go. SAU 1, Young. 12, Brown. 13, Jones. 22, Morris. 23,
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Mary Margaret. Maybe you want that.
Thanks, bud. Got starters, Scott. Well, you heard him say Copeland's not here either.
Yeah. Look at all that prep work. You just squeeze all that stuff in.
Team of personal injury attorneys are ready to help. Visit them online at McIntyreLaw.com. Bison basketball also brought to you by SSM Health, St. Anthony Hospital, Shawnee, and the First National Bank and Trust Company. OBU comes in with a record of 13-12, 9-10 of the conference. The Bison women, shorthanded as they were, snapped a 4-game losing streak here on Thursday night with a 73-55 win over the University of Arkansas at Monticello. For Adam Collins Mule Riders, they are really kind of slumping right now. They have not been good on the road all season. SAU 3-8 in true roadies this year, 1-7 in Great American Conference play, and they are coming off a very, very bad game, losing at Southern Nazarene on Thursday night, 98-52, a 46-point margin of defeat. Scott, to me, this game comes down to one thing: turnovers. Southern Arkansas has had 50 turnovers in their last 2 games combined. OBU doing a much better job in turnovers average per ball game, averaging less than 13 since the last meeting with Southern Arkansas. It's simple. You turn the ball over against the Mule Riders, you lose. If you are able to beat that initial wave of pressure, you have a chance to shoot layups.
And that, I think that's a positive thing in a way, because the way the Bison have played their last couple of games against Southern Nazarene and Arkansas Monticello, Bo Overton had them aggressive. When an aggressive team presses you, some people think, well, don't play too fast and turn the ball over. I think the opposite a lot of time works is you press and you take it hard to the goal where they have a hard time stopping you. And I think the Bison can get a lot of points. But, you know, that, Todd, Mallory Lockhart's got to hit her shots. In Magnolia, she's going to get wide open threes when they break the press. Maybe sometimes she needs to go to the goal, or maybe sometimes she needs to pull up and shoot it, but we've got to have a good game from Mallory Lockhart.
Khalifa Ford will be out again. She'll miss her 3rd straight game. 1 week ago, went down to the opening half minute of play at Harding with a concussion. Hopefully she'll be back for the final 2 games in Durant and Ada next week. I think I've been saying that OBU will close in Durant. They actually play next Thursday night at Southeastern, and then a week from today will be at East Central and the Kerr Center for the final game of the regular season. Without Khalifa, I thought Andrea Petrarida answered the call. She had a career high on Thursday night, finishing with 23 points and 5 rebounds against Arkansas Monticello. To me, her role changes a little bit in this ball game just because of the way Southern Arkansas wants to turn it into a 94-foot game. I still think she's a big key to the success.
Well, if you recall, Southwestern does kind of the same thing. They do that full court press, and Andrea Petrarida gets loose for those easy layups. So I think that can bode well. She moves good for a big girl. She can run the floor. It's just more her lateral movement's not fast. And what I like, Todd, against Arkansas Monticello, Andrea Petrarida took the ball from outside the paint, went hard to the goal. That's going to happen tonight. And then, of course, offensive rebounding for Southern Arkansas. You cannot have that. I'm worried about Kesey Young. She crashes the board. She has 68 offensive rebounds this season.
It breaks my heart that Jalen Stapleton has been such an important part of this women's basketball turnaround here on Bison Hill. Will not play in her final appearance as a Bison here with the Noble Complex. Is that a concern? Because Jalen really didn't play all that well at Southern Arkansas. She was 0 of 5 shooting, played just under 23 minutes, did not score a point, had 1 rebound, 1 steal, no assists, and she had 4 turnovers against that Mule Rider pressure.
Well, the Mule Riders are kind of long on defense, or at least can jump, you know. Jalen Stapleton's 5'5". She has great foot speed, get by almost anybody. But sometimes when she takes it inside the block, she tries to draw that contact, and the officials will let that go, and that shot can get blocked. She just has to know where she needs to pull up and when she needs to go to the cup hard.
You know, I look at 2 statistics that really, to me, were the difference in the first meeting in Magnolia, 76-69, the Mule Rider victory. One was fast break points, 22-9. That may not be a category you win against an Adam Collins coach team. The other was second chance points, 24-3 SAU, thanks to a 17-10 offensive rebounding advantage.
I think that's where the game was lost. That 21-point difference. Oklahoma Baptist, they fought tooth and nail, got within just a bucket late in the game after being down by 20 points. But here, they can't do that today. There's no Khalifa Ford. no Jalen Stapleton, no Sierra Copeland coming off the bench, and no Kennedy Large, who has improved throughout the season.
Guard play is key when you play Southern Arkansas. The game was really won in the paint on Thursday night by OBU. You had two players, Petra Ryder with a new career high of 23 and Jill Leslie with her first career collegiate double-double, 11 points and 11 rebounds, pacing Oklahoma Baptist with that advantage in the lane.
Well, Jill Leslie hit a three-pointer too, so that's not points in the paint, but I totally agree. All of Andrea Petraitis' points were in the paint except for that right baseline jumper from about 16, 17 feet. That was nothing but net. So look for Petraita to attack the goal, and if she needs to pull up, she's got a nice soft touch as well.
Mallory Lockhart finished with 11 points, a rebound, and 2 assists. Scott, this is game, and you kind of touched on it in earlier comments, that she has to play well. She has to protect the basketball, and she's going to have some chances at some open looks from three.
And she started out like 0-5, 0-6 in Magnolia. That cannot happen. I'd like to see Mallory Lockhart jump out on making her first three-pointer, kind of like we talk about in the men's game with Jaquan Sims. As soon as Mallory Lockhart sees that go through the rim, I think she'll have an outstanding game, maybe even a 30-point game if she wants.
The numbers to back up what you just said about Mal, she was 3 of 15 for the floor, 2 of 11 from 3. So that tells you my point is right, your point is right. Against this type team, she's going to have good looks. Hopefully at home, that makes the difference as opposed to being on the road.
And then another thing, though she is the best three-point shooter, one of the top in the country, if she's got a layup or can get closer in, sometimes she needs to pass open a wide open three. Maybe Coach Overton doesn't want that. But if you're shooting 3 of 15 from downtown, just go in a little bit closer, make a couple shots, then move back out.
Mallory Lockhart will go through senior day activities today along with Peyton Taylor, Jalen Stapleton, and Andrea Petrarida. For Lockhart, who still will be back next year, she has 66 made threes. That's 16th in the country from deep. She's also connected on just under 40% of her three-point attempts. That ranks her 43rd among all active shooters in NCAA Division II women's basketball. This afternoon at Southern Arkansas, they are slumping. They are barely clinging to life as far as their postseason aspirations are concerned. The Mule Riders come in 6-12, 2.5 games behind 8th place Oklahoma Baptist. Overall, the Mule Riders are 11-13, OBU 13-12, having snapped a 4-game losing streak here on Thursday night. We'll hear from the head coach. Bo Overton joins us next as our pregame show continues. This is Oklahoma Baptist Bison basketball on Classic Hits KGFF. Thank you. coach, for your club, especially when you consider what you didn't have on Thursday night against UAM.
Well, it is, and especially this time of year. Everybody's got issues this time of year, and you just got to hope that you've prepared your team for these things. And you can't have any excuses, and the next player's got to be ready to play. And I think we were on Thursday, and I'm excited for senior day today.
It seems like every time this year when you've really had to have Andrea Petrarita step up, she has stepped up, and you needed her in a big way, and she goes out and sets a career high against UAM.
Well, I mean, the fact of she breaking her nose, and then you miss a week, and then you got to get back in playing shape. Then you got to get back on the floor and get your timing down, and I thought she's worked very hard at it, and I thought. You're right. Without Khalifa, we needed someone to throw that ball to on the block, and I thought she did a great job.
And how about Jill Leslie, her first career double-double, first of what I think is going to be many over a 4-year career here on Bison Hill?
Well, we've talked about this before. She just gets better and better. The stronger she gets, the more speed of the game she gets used to. Her length, there's not a lot of people with her length out there, and plus the fact that she can shoot the ball. She's really excited about her future.
But your defensive effort was pretty good, really from the start to finish on Thursday.
They're flying around. They're playing good, and it's going to have to be a lot better today, even because this team made 13 threes on us the first time we played them, and I thought that they just dominated us on the offensive rebounds. I think they made 4 or 5 threes off of second chance. So those are things that we're aware of, and we've been talking about and working on, and we just got to play better today.
You look at these couple of games against Arkansas, Monticello, and Southern Arkansas, you're playing shorthanded. If you can win, that's even icing on the cake, because it's given these young players so much opportunity in clutch situations. I mean, you're playing mid to late February basketball now. That's the biggest of the season.
Well, we've talked about it. We're in a tournament right now. The way this league is stacked up, where everybody's in the middle. We're in a tournament right now. Every game, it's like a quarterfinal game, a semifinal game, and they know that, and I don't think we've ever been more prepared for a game than we are for this one today.
How proud of your young squad were you, though, on Thursday night, all things considered, because you had players playing different roles, some of them having to make plays in some of their first starts?
Well, I think Maddie's one of those players that she can play 2 or 3 different positions, and she's always ready. I think Mo coming off the bench, we always know what we're going to get from her, and it's going to be good things. I have all the confidence in her. So I thought those 2 played well. And then, for Peyton Taylor, now she's our point guard. And the thing about Peyton is she's got experience. She's been through this before. She's been in big games before, and I thought that showed the way she played on Thursday.
Bo, you're going to have her have a huge game today. I'm not talking about points. I'm not talking even about rebounds. I'm talking about lack of turnovers, because that's really how the Southern Arkansas team thrives.
Well, they do thrive on it, and it's like I told the team yesterday. I thought after we played that game that was the main issue, but I think we had 19 turnovers in that game. Well, they usually turn people over 25, 26 times, so that wasn't our issue. Was we got to guard the three-point line better, and we got to rebound it. If we do those 2 things, then we'll be okay.
I think you would agree with this statement that there's a lot of teams in this conference that you can say the same thing about night in and night out, that when you look at their field goal percentage, initially not going to beat you on that first shot. It's second and third opportunities you have to limit.
Yes, very much so. And especially when you play a lot of zone like we do, there's going to be a lot of long rebounds, and so your guards have to be good rebounders. And that's what we're going to have to do today, because this team really goes and gets it.
Got a lot of young girls out there on the floor, but you're still going to kind of lean on a couple of the old ladies in Maddie and certainly Melissa. Those 2 have stepped up when you've needed them to step up, and Southern certainly did a good job, as you alluded to earlier in your comments on Thursday.
They always do, and I look for her even in a bigger role today, because she can handle the ball. She'll be in that rotation where we'll go a little smaller with her, and she's one of those players that can handle the ball against the press. And also, I've talked to her about, she's got to get the ball in the basket. She needs to get to the basket and look to score, and I think she'll be ready.
You made an interesting comment earlier. You said you feel like you're as prepared for this game as you have been any other this season. What's been the difference? Because I know a Bo Overton team is always prepared going in.
Well, we try to be, but I just think the fact that, we've already played them, You kind of see things on video that you really think you can take advantage of, and also just the fact that what we didn't do very well the last time we played them, I really think we're a lot better at that, and we fixed a lot of those issues, and we're just looking forward to this game.
I've asked you about this before. Well, the girls are learning some of these their first time through the conference. You still are too as a coach. I mean, this is only the second time that you have faced Southern Arkansas. When you go back and you look at that film, what is the difference that you see that you tweak this and tweak that and you probably have a different outcome?
Well, the biggest thing is just their athleticism. They are so athletic. They can get to the basket. But what surprises you is that they all can shoot it. You know, like I said, they made 13 threes on us the last time. I don't know if maybe Southwestern has made more than that against us this year. So we have to guard that three-point line against them and then go rebound it.
Senior days are always special, but in the other sense, they're a little bit sad too, aren't they?
Well, you know, Andrea is as good a human being as you'll ever be around. Peyton Taylor, you know, I've known her and her family my whole life, basically. So, yeah, it's you want to keep playing with those guys, but I also know that they're going to have a great future in whatever they do, and I can't wait to watch them do it.
Andrea Payton along with Jalen Stapleton all playing their final games for Jalen. She'll watch for the bench today here at the Noble Complex. Mallory Lockhart, as we alluded to earlier in the pregame show, will go through the senior day ceremonies, but is expected to return for the 22-23 basketball season. Backing up the point that Bo made a moment ago in his pregame comments, 13-33, Southern Arkansas. That is the second most three-pointers given up in a game this year by Oklahoma Baptist. SAU for the ballgame shot 41%, 39% from three. They outscored Oklahoma Baptist by 18 points from three-point range. Again, OBU had an advantage in the paint, but not an advantage in second chance points and fast break points. Also, the schedule is very, very tough with road dates after this one looming on Thursday, weather permitting, down at Durant, and on Saturday afternoon against East Central. Here's a look at the Great American Conference standings. Three teams are ticketed for the Great American Conference postseason tournament coming up March 3rd through the 6th here in Shawnee at Fire Lake Arena. Southwestern has won the regular season title. Harding and Southern Nazarene basically fighting for second place. East Central 11-8 in the conference. They are in fourth place. Then it's Henderson State along with Arkansas Tech and Northwestern at 10-9. OBU begins the next to last Saturday of the regular season all alone in eighth place in the standings at 9-10. Southeastern along with Southern Arkansas are battling as well. Southeastern is 8-11. Southern Arkansas 6-12. Washita 6-13. Arkansas Monticello is 0-18. UAM today played at Southern Nazarene. Washita is at Southeastern. Harding is played at Northwestern. At Weatherford today, it's Arkansas Tech at Southwestern and Henderson State at East Central. Tell you how good that Southern Arkansas shot the basketball from three-point range. They made 13 threes in that game, as we told you. They averaged under 9 a game. And in going back and looking at the numbers this week, no team is more different between their home and road shooting than Southern Arkansas from three-point range. Only UAM shoots worse on the road than they do at home, or better at home. On the road, better than they do at home. Southern Arkansas is 6.5 percentage points worse from three-point field goal range on the road as opposed to what they do at W.T. Watson Center in Magnolia.
And you know, that should be the consistency for almost every team because you practice so much, you get used to your background. But, you know, Southern Arkansas is kind of a darker gym to me, like one of the older gyms. So they're going to have an advantage there with that darker light than somebody coming in, so they're always going to outshoot their opponent.
Southern Arkansas is the second highest scoring team in the conference and one of the highest scoring in the nation at 80.6. They give up 81 per ball game. Offensively, they're led by Keisha Young, who averages 13 points a game at 7 rebounds. SAU's only other double-figure scorer is Diamond Morris, a junior from Sheridan, Arkansas, averaging 11.5 points and 3.5 rebounds per ball game. Southern Ark shoots it at 38% from three-point range, 31%. They average almost 16 free throws made per ball game. Scott, that's another opportunity that they like to try and take advantage of in their hectic pace that they play day in and day out, and that is trying to create foul trouble and get opportunities at the free throw line.
But, you know, it should be flip-flopped where the pressing team should have the most fouls. They're going to be very aggressive. That is why it is vital that the Bison are so strong with the ball. Peyton Taylor's going to start at point guard. She is strong with the ball. Now you're going to lose a lot of foot speed with her compared to Jalen Stapleton, but the higher IQ that Peyton Taylor, not necessarily with Sutherland, but she has a higher basketball IQ of most players, that she knows where to use her legs at the right time. She spin pivots, uses her backside to keep the defender away. Peyton Taylor does a lot of fundamental things correctly.
Told you that Diamond Morris and Kitsy Young are the top two scorers. Young had 10, Morris 15 to the first meeting, but was Kylie Ward on 6 of 12 shooting, 5 of 7 from 3 with 18.6 rebounds. She did turn it over 5 times, though. That was really the thorn of the side for the Bison down in Magnolia. OBU playing without the second leading scorer of the conference at Khalifa Ford at 17 and 9 rebounds. They will lean again on Andrea Petrarita, averaging 7.7 points per ball game off a career-high 23 here on Thursday night. In the starting lineup, just one double-figure score for OBU, and that's the only a second of 2 this year for the Bison. Mallory Lockhart averages 11.4 points per ball game to go along with 2.1 rebounds. Bison offensively just under 69 points a game. They're outscoring their opponents by 2.5. OBU shooting 41% from the floor, 34% from 3. They're holding their opponents to just 31%. However, UAM was 10 of 23 from beyond the arc here on Thursday night. That is our pregame show before the Bison and the Mule Runners tip off game 1 of this final home game of the season for Oklahoma Baptist. We'll step aside for these messages. When we return, it's the starting lineups, and we'll tip off game 1. SAU and OBU coming up next on Classic Hits KGFF. Okay. On KGFF at OBUBison.com. Here's a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for Adam Collins in his 4th season at Magnolia. Collins possesses a record of 35-60 in conference play. He is 22-52. He spent 14 years as head coach at Mercyhurst East Junior College, the University of Texas Permian Basin, and now at Southern Arkansas with 236 career wins. Mule Riders will start. Kissy Young, a 5'9" senior from Magnolia, Arkansas, averaging 13 points a game and 7 rebounds. Doriana Brown is a 5'9" junior from Georgetown, Texas, averaging 4.7 points per ball game and 2.9 rebounds. Jessica Jones will start at a forward, a 5'10" junior from Queen City, Texas, averaging 7.6 points per ball game and 3.1 rebounds. Diamond Morris is a 5'11" junior from Sheridan, Arkansas. She averages a second best 11.5 points per ball game and 3.5 rebounds. And the fifth starter for SAU today is Maggie Evans, a 5'10" senior from Conway, Arkansas, averaging 2.4 points per ball game and 2.3 rebounds. For Oklahoma Baptist, they will go with the same lineup they went with in the win over Arkansas Monticello here on Thursday night. Mallory Lockhart, the OCU transfer, a 5'7" junior from Keller, Texas, averaging 11.4 and 2.1 points per ball game. And she did not have a great shooting day when these two teams played in Magnolia, as she tallied just 3 of 15 and 2 of 11 from three-point range. Madison Chambers will make her fifth start of the season, a 5'11" junior from Muldrow, averaging 2.7 points per ball game and 2 rebounds. Maddie shooting 38%. Chambers played 13.5 minutes, had 4 points, a rebound, and 2 assists at SAU last month. Jill Leslie coming off her first collegiate double-double, 11 points, 11 rebounds against Arkansas Monticello. Into the starting lineup for a 10th straight game. She's a 6'3" freshman from Wichita Falls, averaging 5 points and 5 rebounds a game. Peyton Taylor, the senior transfer from OCU out of Ada, 6 foot, will get a start at a forward. She'll actually play point guard today, though, averaging 3.4 points per ball game and 2.7 rebounds. And the lady in the middle is Andrea Petrarida, 6'1" senior from Vilnius, Lithuania, making her 20th appearance, 15th start, her final as a Bison here at home, averaging 7.7 points per ball game and 4.1 rebounds. All time, the series has been a series of runs. OBU won 5 of the first 6. They've lost the last 4. This will be meeting number 12. OBU owns a slim 6-5 advantage over the Mule Riders. They are 3-2 over Southern Arkansas here at the Noble Complex. Bo Overton, 17-29, 0-1 against Southern Arkansas. Bo 13 games below 500 as the head women's basketball coach at OBU against the league. Southern Arkansas will wear gold and white trimmed in blue. They will move from right to left here with the first 2 periods of play. OBU for the final time of the regular season, donning the home white and green trimmed in gold. They will move from left to right, that is west to east inside the Noble Complex. Ready for basketball. Final time, we'll tip it off in the regular season here in Shawnee. And it will be Jill Leslie at midcourt. She will oppose Doriana Brown, and Leslie and company have won the opening tap. Into the front court left side with it is Peyton Taylor. Southern Arkansas looking to show a half-court trap to start the ball game. It's a zone. Lockhart lobs it right corner for Peyton Taylor. Taylor whips it into the paint. That's actually Chambers to Taylor, left corner to Leslie for 3. That one is no good, and down for the rebound is Kissy Young. Young pushes the other way for Southern Arkansas, their first offensive possession. Morris turns to the 3, drives, leaves it for Young out high. They swing it left, the 3 off the mark by Jones, no good. Rebound tipped up, put back, rolls off by Morris. Morris had her hands on the rebound. That's Young, and she loses it as Mallory Lockhart scoops it up.
Oklahoma Baptist get the break there with that offensive rebound, missed the close range shot.
Bad pass, intercepted by Morris, 2-on-2 to the goal, and a jump ball as Mallory Lockhart blocked the shot, and Mallory makes up for the turnover at the other end with a good defensive play. SAU will inbound nearly a minute deep, no score.
Tell you, Lockhart, she has that hand-eye coordination where she can get her hand on that ball.
Inbounding is Doriana Brown, the junior from Georgetown, Texas. Between the circles, it's Jessica Jones. Now to Morris, guarded by Peyton Taylor. OBU with that extended 2-3 zone. Maggie Evans with it left of the paint against Petrarida. High post left as Brown. Her jumper won't go. Rebound tipped and out of bounds. Should be OBU basketball as Kissy Young last touched it.
OBU with another break. A rebound they should have had on the first grab, but they're not going after it aggressively enough.
Peyton Taylor against the full court Mule Rider pressure. Gets it to Chambers. Maddie with the left hand. Beats the pressure. Loses it off of her foot. Then it rolls right between the wicket of Diamond Morris. They said Morris must have touched it last. I thought she did not. That should be SAU ball.
Boy, that's 3 breaks. 1 call go their way, and then 2 bounces on the offensive rebound on the putback that the Mule Riders couldn't convert on.
Minute 17 into the first period. There's still no score. Petra Ryder with it left wing. Looking for Taylor. Hands it off slot left against that zone. Right side with it is Lockhart of the quarter to Chambers. Shot clock down to 13. Maddie sidesteps left, moves right, spins to the block. Now it's Lockhart. First three of the afternoon is short. Rebound to Jill Leslie. Jill turns it to Taylor, who turns to the three. Down to Leslie left block. Back to Maddie. To Taylor. Down low to Leslie. She's wide open and lays it in. It's 2-0.
Good pass by Taylor. She passed up 2-3 wide open shots, but even more open was Jill Leslie outside the left block.
Took almost a minute 45 for either team to get points early. 2-0 Oklahoma Baptist. Jessica Jones with it left wing side. Diamond Morris down low with a block. Turnaround jumper skips off, no good. Crashing for the boards, Jones. Tips it out, runs it down right corner, then buries the three.
Another offensive rebound. Peyton Taylor was the backside rebounder. Got to block out.
Already 2 offensive boards. Chambers coast to coast for the layup. Good job, Maddie. That's what happens if you're patient against that full court.
Yeah, and Todd, she went aggressive to the rim.
Taylor with an interception, walks a tightrope across the way. Peyton into the paint, whips it right corner. Lockhart's three is on the way, no good. Leslie had her hands on the rebound, runs it down, and it's tipped away from her out of bounds by Maggie Evans. Great hustle by the Wichita Falls freshman Jill Leslie.
I think they called a foul on Kylie Warren. Did they?
Warren just checked into the ballgame.
All right.
OBU basketball, wholesale substitutions. That's what Adam Collins will do. It's like a line change in hockey.
Well, Adam Collins, he's full court press, so even if half court set, they're going to trap.
Peyton Taylor inbounds to Leslie, left quarter back to Peyton, top of the key to Chambers. Maddie with the difference in the ballgame, a layup a moment ago. Leslie pivots right block, missed it. Petra right over the rebound, goes back up and is half. It's a late whistle, but that's the correct call. Lily Moore, the senior from Magnolia, got a hand on her wrist as Andrea went back up. And OBU giving Southern Arkansas Wandog a little taste of their own medicine with the offensive glass.
Yeah, 2 great offensive rebounds, one by Jill Leslie and then Andrea Petrarita. We talked about that being aggressive. Andrea Petrarita very aggressive Thursday night against Monticello.
Andrea 84% for the foul line, misses the first. Oklahoma Baptist in the top 4 of the league in free throw percentage at 65.5%. They average 15, almost 16 makes per ball game for this drive. And there's number 1 as Petrarita splashes it home. Bison have scored 5 of the first 8 points, and we played almost 3 minutes here from Shawnee. Out high with it is Michaela Lindsay. Lindsay with it to Gwen. Ariana crosses over, pulls over the foul line, and rolls the jumper home. And the lead of the game is tied.
Petrarita challenged that shot. Might even got a fingertip on it.
Into the front court, Madison Chambers. She dribbles around 2 defenders, bounces it to Petrarita. Layup good. 3 straight for Andrea on senior day, 7-5. Good gal.
Attack the press, attack the press. The Bison doing just that.
Lindsay turns down a jumper. Now cross courts it to Kylie Warren. Warren back to Michaela, top of the circle. Swings it left to Ariana Gwynn. Gwynn off of the screen. Now they roll the screen to Moore, and it's taken away by Andrea Petrarita. To Lockhart into the front court. She veers left, now angles right on the wing. Comes to a jump stop right in front of Adam Collins. Now hands it off to Chambers. Chambers back to Lockhart, right quarter. You can see, Scott, right there how they like to create havoc even if they don't create the turnover.
Yeah, and right there, Madison Chambers is a strong dribbler. She should have went to the rim.
Lockhart, as the defender peels away, fires a 3. It's no good. Rebound out of bounds. And they'll reset the shot clock to 20 for OBU. With 6:12 to play in the opening period, 7-5 Bison. Peyton Taylor to Petrarita, hands it back to Peyton with the left hand, angles to the wing. She'll give it to Lockhart, who slides right, fires another one. That one is home, just inside the arc. I love the fact Mal is not hesitating at all. Finally gets her first to drop. OBU leads by 4. The other end, Gwynn right into the body of Chambers, who blocks another shot. Maddie with her second highest block total of the team, now with 10.
And Mallory Lockhart, a good 3-point shooter. She shot a little 2-pointer that time. Maybe that extends beyond the arc.
Warren will inbound underneath the basket, lobs it for Michaela Lindsay between the circles. Left wing side for Gwynn. Ariana looking down low for Moore. Nothing there. Now it's Lindsay. Angles to the top of the key. To Warren right quarter. Drives against Leslie. Now it's doubled by Chambers. Kicks it left quarter. Gwynn for 3. No good. And the rebound tipped out of bounds by Southern Arkansas. Last touch by Braden Hill, a 5'7" sophomore from Midland, Texas. And back in come the starters now for Adam Collins Club.
Great job by Mallory Lockhart closing out to the left corner, a wide open three-point shooter. She ran full speed with her hands up. That forced that shot long.
Madison Chambers will inbound the basketball. Bison lead it 9-5. It's the biggest lead of the ball game for either side. Peyton Taylor primarily handling the point guard duties with Jalen Stapleton out. Has it knocked out of bounds by Doriana Brown, so it'll be a side in with 22 to shoot.
Taylor with that high IQ, she's got to be careful dribbling down the sidelines. That's where they're going to trap.
Chambers out high, Jill Leslie. Leslie already has a basket on the scoreboard. Right corner is Chambers. They trap her. Now she finds a wide open Petra Wright who goes up and missed the bunny. I don't know what Morris was thinking. She just stood there and watched Andrea miss a layup.
Well, Andrea's got to make that. If you want to win this game, those kind of shots have got to be made.
Jessica Jones, left wing side into the front court. Directly in front of Bo Overton. Jones gets it back, now goes left wing again to Evans. Evans down low with a block, it's Morris. Morris is trapped, dribbles out from the block, now resets and whips it across the floor to Jones with 6 to shoot, and she nails the three. Second three-point basket for Jessica Jones. Southern Arkansas now 2 of 4 from beyond the arc, and the lead down to 1 for the Bison. Peyton Taylor across midcourt. Dribbles away from a double team. Now is trapped as she picked it up and the ball deflected. Taken away by Jessica Jones. Bounces it up ahead and the ball is fumbled out of bounds by Kissy Young, but they say Chambers last touched it as Melissa Southern will come in out of the timeout. 4:34 to play in the opening period. OBU 9, Southern Arkansas 8. We'll pause for these messages. Bison basketball brought to you by McIntyre Law on Classic Hits, KGFF.
Who do we look to shape our world? It'll be people who know how to think with their heads and their hearts. People who understand that faith is not the enemy of education, but its partner. More than book smart, more than business smart. They are wise in their whole being.
We are future shapers.
Learn to live well and lead well in God's world. Be a future shaper at OBU.
We can't walk in your shoes or work right beside you, but we can be here for you in money, in life. We get it.
Before we resume action, congratulations to OBU's stunt team, one of the best in the country at any level. They proved it this weekend, beating the University of Texas, the University of Kentucky yesterday, and winning 21-0 over the University of Texas at Tyler earlier today. 9-8 Oklahoma Baptist, 4:34 to play here in the opening period. They'll inbound out high. It's Diamond Morris, pressured by Peyton Taylor. OBU still in that 2-3 zone, and Taylor knocks away a crossover in front of her by Morris out of bounds.
I tell you, a lot of defensive touches. 3 by Madison Chambers, Mallory Lockhart there, Peyton Taylor. It's messing up the Mule Riders' rhythm in offense.
Young with it, right side to Jones, swings left to Maggie Evans. Southern Arkansas shooting 37.5%, OBU 40% at the 4.5-minute mark of the first half. Doriana Brown feeds it left low post for Diamond Morris. They collapse on her. She shovels it down to Brown, who got by with steps, kicks it right baseline. 15-footer no good by Evans. And the rebound to Chambers. Maddie attacks back the other way, left to right on your radio dial. Now spins, gets it into the hands of Peyton Taylor. Taylor dribbles stationary with the basketball, now slide steps left. Under 4 minutes to play in the first period. OBU led a moment ago by 4. It's down to 1, 9-8. Chambers with it right side, harassed there by Diamond Morris. Moves to her left near the slot. Jill Leslie sets a soft screen. Chambers drives right. Trying to bounce in the paint. It's off of the foot of a Mule Rider, and it's picked up that time by Doriana Brown. Brown cross-courts it for Jones. Left corner 3 for the lead. No good. Rebound tipped by Chambers, and Southern has it for OBU. Lockhart back the other way. Dances with it right side in front of Adam Collins on the Southern Arkansas bench. Southern with it top of the circle. Guarded there by Maggie Evans. Southern Arkansas still in that trapping zone. Lockhart loses the dribble as she tried to cross over and hit her foot. She picks it up at the elbow of the stripe. The arrow, though, does favor the Bison. They'll keep it with 12 in the shot clock. Here comes Kayla Highfield back into the ball game. The second 5 returns for Adam Collins. they're going to have an advantage in bench points almost every single time. In the first meeting, they had a 4-point reserve point advantage, 37-33, and a lot of that had to do with Kylie Warren, who came off of the bench and contributed a team in game-high 18. Inbounding on the baseline is Kendall Parker, who's out there, 9 to shoot. Right corner with it is Lockhart, bounces it to Southern, 5 to shoot. Southern to Highfield, pump fake, slides left, 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot. Kayla hoists it up and hit the top of the backboard. Here comes Petra Ryan back into the ballgame. Once Southern Arkansas's half-court defense has been pretty decent here in the outset, the first 7 minutes of the ballgame.
Yeah, they're scrappy, but OBU, when they break it, Todd, they get to the rim, but they're dribbling it off their foot, getting trapped, picking up your dribble. That just makes them look that much better.
Lindsay left side to Gwynn. Just the thought of having to play quicker than you want. Gwynn, a crossover dribble, pulls up elbow left, and spins off, no good. Rebound to Moore. To Gwynn, or stick back rims, and goes down.
Well, Moore is so much bigger than Kendall Parker down there for that offensive rebound. That's what happened on that play.
6 straight for Southern Arkansas. They lead by a point, 10-9, with 2:26 to play in the first. And a back three by Lockhart. She just turned and rolled her eyes and stretched her hands out, said it still counts. Warren, though, at the other end, gets a half-court pass and answers with a bucket.
Well, some banks are open till 3 o'clock on Saturday.
2:13 to play, tied at 12. Into the front court, Kendall Parker, really being played physically by Ariana Gwynn. Now it's Southern. Bo swings it left side. Down low for Petra Ryada. Got too far to the basket, goes up, missed the shot. Over Moore and Lilly with a rebound. Here comes Southern Arkansas in the gold, white, and blue uniforms. Moore with the top of the circle, attacks down the paint, scoops it up left-handed, missed. Highfield off the hill of the rim with the rebound. Kayla with her hand on the swivel brings it to the front court. Highfield angles right, spins to the block, goes up and scores.
I tell you, that was all Kayla Highfield. It was an outstanding rebound by Highfield. She's at the rebound. Go ahead. Highfield was at the free throw line, went down, pulled that rebound with one hand, goes coast to coast.
Southern Arkansas nearly turns it over. A half-court pass just does deflect off the fingertips of Mallory Lockhart. 14-12, OBU with 93 seconds to play here in the first period. And Southern almost stole the inbounds pass. Warren gets it back, now goes top of the circle to Braden Hill. Hill right at Highfield, lays it in, and the game's tied again at 14.
What Highfield did mistake, she's the front guard on the left side of the defense. She let the guard go around her on the outside instead of forcing her to the middle.
Kendall Parker with it left front court. 72 seconds to play in the period. Southern with it out high, looks right, dribbles left, hands it to Kayla, who accelerates through the paint. Now gets it to Lockhart, her 3 back rims. Leslie tips the rebound, still fighting for it, and a loose ball foul against Southern Arkansas. What a terrific effort by Jill Leslie.
How about a 6'3" and long arms? Gave Leslie a huge advantage there reaching for that ball.
Hill picks up her first. Believe it or not, there's only been 2 fouls called in this first period, both against Southern Arkansas. With 1 minute to go in the opening period, the Bison and the Mule Riders are tied at 14. Highfield will inbound left corner for Southern, tipped out of bounds by Gwynn, 19 on the shot clock.
Foul was called on the Riders, number 25, Braden Hill, her first personal, second team foul.
So Highfield from the far corner will inbound, and again it's knocked out of bounds. It's what Southern Arkansas does. They really congest the passing lanes and get their very active hands in the way.
They do, but there's got to be more movement getting open, making an easier pass for Highfield.
Good point. Parker peels it inbounds pass away. Southern with it, right corner. Lockhart thought about a 3, is covered up, now drives, pulls up from 18, no good. Leslie tips the rebound, runs it down herself. Jill having another great game on the glass. To Parker for 3. Bang! She hits it from the left circle. That was all because of Jill Leslie, not once but twice, and OBU leads by 3.
You said it before, Todd. OBU giving Southern Arkansas a taste of their own medicine, offensive rebounds.
6 offensive rebounds for OBU already. They've doubled up the Mule Riders on the glass in that category. Left baseline, Morris. Morris squares up on the wing. Cross courts it. Jones will step into a 3. It rolls off. Rebound taken away by Brown, who goes up and an offensive foul. Kendall Parker took the charge.
Kendall Parker's fortunate there. She did not block out or get her body between there on that offensive rebound.
3rd foul against SAU, the first on Doriana Brown. OBU can play for the final shot of the period, leading by 3. Southern will inbound to the backcourt, gets it to Kendall Parker. Parker across midcourt on a pass, throws it away. It's deflected by Brown. 5 seconds to play in the period. Up high with it is Jones for three. Couldn't bank it in. Leslie with a rebound. Gets it to Parker. 2 seconds, 1 second. Kendall, a runner from half court, is short. And OBU will settle for a 3-point lead at the end of one. In Shawnee, on Bison Hill, at the Noble Complex after 10 minutes. The Bison 17, Southern Arkansas 14. This is OBU basketball and Classic Hits, KGFF.
Noble McIntyre Law. We have over 100 years of combined litigation experience fighting for Oklahomans injured by medical malpractice and medical devices. These injuries are caused by medical products including defective hip implants, hernia mesh and breast implants, and IVC filters, as well as drugs such as valsartan, Xarelto, and Xeljanz. If you have been injured and want to learn more about your rights, call us right now. The consultation is free. We love what we do, and we're good at it. We are trial lawyers. Call McIntyre Law today.
OBU basketball brought to you by SSM Health, St. Anthony Hospital, Shawnee. Shop OBUBison.com, the OBU mobile app, and Theopolis Social Club. First period numbers, OBU closes 7 of 17, 41% Arkansas, or Southern Arkansas, 6 of 17, 35%. Scott, how about that number? One number sticks out. That's the offensive rebounds, 14-6 Bison, 6 offensive rebounds, including half of those from Jill Leslie.
Well, Jill Leslie is really making a jump the last couple games, and I'm telling you, it's recent. She's been a little passive as a freshman, but getting very aggressive on the offensive rebounding here in the last couple games.
Had a chance to visit with her on the postgame show. She's delightful. I'm glad she's here at OBU. Top of the key, Brown swings it left side. Jessica Jones down low to Evans, who gets around the defender, misses the layup. Chambers with a rebound and a foul on Maggie Evans. Evans has her mouth aghast as to say, I can't believe that. That's her first, and the first early here in the second period against SAU.
Well, Chambers was very strong, did not give up her position. If you do that and an aggressive player, a lot of times the official will call that second or third hit.
Southern, Chambers, Parker, Leslie, and Highfill out on the floor. The pass knocked away. Southern picks it up, brings it across midcourt with 1 second to spare. Out high with it is Kendall Parker. Dribbles away from a trap. Out high with it is Southern. Whips it across the floor. Highfill for three. Bang! Got it right corner. That's the way you beat a trap in zone, Scott. Just be very, very aggressive with your passes.
Yep, a good pass across court. Highfill wide open the right corner.
Down to the goal. Block shot. Kayla Highfill, who pours in three at one end, saves a deuce at the other, and OBU leads it by 6 with 9:16 to play in the first half.
You know, Highfield's not perfect, but she is playing an outstanding game today.
Brown lob it out high. Kissy Young against Parker. One-legged jumper, good. Kissy Young, an all-conference type player, made a big basket there. Southern Arkansas needed it. OBU had been on a 6-0 run since the game was tied at 14. Parker leaves it in the backcourt for Southern. Melissa takes a dribble up ahead right side. It's Highfill. Kayla spins. His double team goes up, came back down. That's a travel.
Well, Highfill had her. If she wanted it, Kayla had her beat baseline. She hesitated.
Highfill had 8 points against UAM. Has 5 here today against Southern Arkansas, making the most of her extended playing time with a short roster for Bo Overton of the Bison. Jessica Jones, left side. Leaves it for Maggie Evans. Evans with the block to Diamond Morris. Back to Maggie. Spins in. Had it knocked away. And it's picked up by Morris. Morris through the paint. Scoops it up. Missed it. Leslie with a rebound. OBU's defense has been really good.
Yeah, a lot of hands on the ball.
Parker runs down a lob pass on the quarter. Pivots and gets it down to Southern. Back to Kendall for three right wing. That one front rims, and Evans has the rebound for Southern Arkansas. 20-16 OBU. Into the front court with it is Young. Veers through the paint. Jump passes left wing. Three of the way. Good by Jessica Jones, who's made all three long ball shots today for SAU.
Just Keep on attacking, Todd. Keep on attacking. Somebody in the middle. Okay, there's Southern.
Southern wide open. Turns down a 15-footer. Pulls up from 6 and knocks it down to the paint. Good job by Southern. And Melissa has really played with composure today.
Yeah, and she jumped to the middle where she had to against the trap.
22-19 Oklahoma Baptist. The lead of 6 had been cut down to 1 before that basket. They bounce it out high. Jones with it left side. The tie-up. Melissa Southern tied up that time. Doriana Brown, that's a Southern Arkansas turnover as OBU has the arrow. Good job, Melissa Southern. 7:35 to play in the first half. 22-19 is our score. And now Lockhart is going to come into the ballgame. Mallory is off to a cold start, 2 of 7, but you feel like it's just a matter of time as Highfield comes out and gets a round of applause before Mal gets back on track.
Yeah, Mallory does seem to heat up in the middle to the end of the game.
In the backcourt, Peyton Taylor with it, lobs it left side for Chambers. Chambers against that chaotic defense. It's a trapping zone. 2-3 look by Adam Collins at Southern Arkansas. Peyton Taylor, right circle. Lobs it back across the floor to Chambers. 12 to shoot. Southern with the top of the key. Back to Peyton. Cross courts it for Chambers. Foul line left, Southern. Back to Peyton. To Maddie. Turns down a 3. 5 to shoot. Had it knocked into her hands at the elbow by Kinsey Ezekiel. And Ezekiel just checked in, makes her presence known. Kylie Warren attacks right, funnels it down low, and a foul as Lily Moore was fouled by Mallory Lockhart.
Good foul by Lockhart. That was a gimme for Moore. Hit her left arm. Madison Chambers wide open at the top of the key. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. At that time in the offense, you have to take that shot. She gives up the turnover afterwards.
How good of a foul was it? Well, I'll tell you, she's 59.5% for the free throw line. First one is up, no good. First foul against Oklahoma Baptist, Scott, in the ball game comes 13 minutes and 1 second in.
And it's basically a purposeful foul.
Yep.
I think Maddie kind of thought that she was going to get a block, but she didn't.
Moore's second one is no good. Rebound to Jill Leslie.
Jill Leslie has changed her rebounding style. I think it might be the coaching staff, Brendan Siegler, Bo Overton. Hey, go after that ball and chin it. Don't bring it down below your chest.
She's been ultra aggressive the last couple of weeks. Chambers with it, top of the circle to Peyton Taylor. Taylor with 10 to shoot to Southern, kicks it out. Lockhart's 3. Good. There's 8 for Mallory Lockhart. Great ball movement by the Bison.
Yeah, you move that ball to the middle, the wings are going to be open when they come and trap.
Through the paint goes Gwynn. Pivots left to right. Missed it short from in front of the rim. Chambers to Taylor after the miss. Peyton up the left sideline for OBU.
Hey, another good rebound by Chambers. She's strong with the basketball. It's one thing that she does good. She dribbles strong. She needs to take her man sometimes to that rim.
Chambers with it to Southern. Tried to touch it out to Lockhart and threw it out of bounds.
Yep.
Jill Leslie, Scott, and I think this backs up the point you're making. She's had 10 or more rebounds in 3 of the last 4 ball games and had 10-plus rebounds 4 times as a rookie at the Division II level.
I mean, she is going after it off the glass and squeezing the ball. Even on the offensive end with that long reach, she tips it to herself.
Lindsay bounces it for Moore, goes up right-handed, missed the layup. It skipped across the 10, out of bounds. Last touch by Braden Hill. Southern Arkansas with that miss dips to 8 of 23 shooting for the ball game. That's under 35%. And they are not a particularly great field goal shooting team, 38% coming in. Southern and Chambers exchange passes. Maddie across midcourt to Peyton Taylor. Back to Chambers, top of the key to Taylor, wing right. 15 to shoot for OBU. They lead by 6. It equals their biggest lead of the half. Chambers, foul line right. It's Leslie down low looking for Southern. It's tipped away. Good play by Moore. OBU turns it over again. That's their 9th here of the first half. Southern Arkansas on the average forces 20.5 turnovers per ball game. Shot no good to the paint. Southern has the rebound of Peyton Taylor. Taylor comes to a jump stop right front court to Chambers, right side of Peyton. Pump fakes, moves left. Back to Chambers out front. Elbow right with it is Southern. Her shot spins off. Leslie tips the rebound. Hill has it, and here comes Southern Arkansas. Under 5 minutes to play in the first half. OBU leads by 6. 3 by Ezekiel right front, no good. Another rebound for Peyton Taylor. And OBU really has ratcheted up on the defensive rebounding end.
Yeah, good job by Southern grabbing it, and Taylor there.
Lockhart for 3, misses that one short, and that was from downtown. Moore has it for Southern Arkansas.
Yeah, that was close, too. Nice high-arcing shot. Hit the middle of the rim just a little more. That was in.
Lily Moore sets the offense out front, gives it off now to Ezekiel. Kinsey left circle for Michaela Lindsay. Lindsay right of a screen from Lily Moore. 12 to shoot for Southern Arkansas. Left side is Hill. Gets into the paint. Now spins. Goes around Southern. Good defense by Mo. Moore will trick her with the baseline. It rattles off. Chambers with a rebound. My goodness, this defense has been good.
And it was because Chambers blocked out to get that rebound.
Madison Chambers with it right side, back across the top of the key, attacks left, goes to the glass, overshot it. Leslie with another rebound is then tied up, and Southern Arkansas will get on the rotated arrow. Close to a foul that time by Lily Moore.
Somebody else besides Jill Leslie has got to go in an offensive rebound, because when Leslie has the ball and the ball goes off the rim, there's nobody in there.
Jill with 6 caroms, 4 of those on the offensive end. Timeout. 4:19 to play here in the first half. OBU leads Southern Arkansas 25-19 on KGFF.
Are Whataburger stickers. Proof that everything you dream up for your 100% fresh beef Whataburger is right under the bun. So go wild, burger lover. Avocado, jalapenos, and no onions. Wait, avocado grilled jalapenos. Oh, and bacon and creamy pepper sauce. However you dream it, we'll make it. Whataburger, just like you like it.
Looking for the perfect gift for the OBU student, alumni, or fan in your life? Visit shopobubison.com, the official online store of Oklahoma Baptist University Athletics, for the best selection of officially licensed gifts, apparel, and more, with proceeds benefiting OBU. Southern Arkansas basketball under 4 minutes now to play here in the first half. 25-19 Bison, playing without 3 key players and 2 starters, Stapleton Ford, Kennedy Large, and Sierra Copeland today as well. Young into the paint, cross courts, and they work it back out front. Right side with the basketball is Jones. Spins in, is doubled, whips it down low. Missed layup that time by Brown. Rebound to Leslie. Sierra Copeland is not here today. Her grandfather passed away. We wish her and her family only the best, and her thoughts and prayers extended from your OBU family. 25-19, 3:15 to play here in the first half. Taylor with it to Southern out front. Maddie Chambers with it left front court. Lobs it over the top. Leslie tried to one-hit it in and then dribbled it on the baseline.
Well, Leslie had a great defensive rebound on the other end and actually altered that wide open layup just from her presence.
Surprised we haven't seen more of Petra Ryder?
I think it's about time for her to go in. I agree.
Jessica Jones right side. Brown out high. Left side for Diamond Morris. She'll put up a 3. Nothing but net.
Well,
Diamond Morris with a high arcing 3 that had a pot of gold at the bottom of that rainbow.
She got to set, rotate the laces, nobody even close to her.
Southern Arkansas now 4 of 11 from 3. Taylor is trapped to the right side, needs help, but there's a 5-second count. OBU already in the double digits in turnovers. That's their 11th. Southern Arkansas, though, has parlayed their first 10 into just 5 points.
You know, Peyton Taylor's so good with her spin pivot and her backside, keeping the defense off of her, but what she does a lot is pick up the dribble over there on the sideline.
2:35 to play here in the first half. Bison by 3. They've led on 2 occasions by as many as 6. Gwynn around Taylor to the goal, misses it on the layup. Rebound is tipped. It's knocked away underneath from Kissy Young. Picked up. The 3 out front by Morris is short. And Leslie with the authority rips away the board.
Boy, she's getting more aggressive, Todd. The freshman just pulled that ball away from the defender.
Chambers over the top to Southern. It's through her hands. Another turnover. 12th for OBU here in the first half. 2:06 to play before the break. Left side is Jones. Her 3 rattles off. Rebound tip. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Diamond Morris.
Wow. Yeah, there's some of those turnovers, those catches right. You got to catch the basketball. Just basic basketball. Those passes have got to be caught.
Southern Arkansas brings the second 5 in with 2:02 to play in the first half, 25-22. Chambers, left quarter, Jill Leslie. Back to Maddie, out front left side. Now to Peyton Taylor, to Maddie Chambers against that 2-3 zone. They're not trapping for the time being. Peyton Taylor to Chambers, bounces it to Southern, jump passes and threw it away. She overcommitted and threw it right to Ezekiel.
You can't leave your feet like that. When you're in no man's land, the backside defense is going to pick that off.
Kylie Ward loses the handle, diving Chambers and Southern. They get the ball tied up, and that's a Southern Arkansas turnover. That's just the fourth, though, by the Mule Riders as Parker will come in and replace Peyton Taylor.
Looks like Southern's tired with her hands down on her knees.
I'm tired for. This game will tax you. 1:33 to play first half, 25-22 OBU. They've led much of the way here in the first half. Right side Lockhart, who has 8 to lead OBU. Jill Leslie has 9 rebounds to pace the Bison in that category. Leslie, right circle. Parker for 3 straight on, rattles off. Jill with another rebound, dribbles out, gives OBU another opportunity. Chambers, foul line left, Southern. Out high, it's Parker. Kendall crosses over, angles left. Now it's Chambers, drives to the baseline, jump passes to Mo, 5-footer good.
That's because Chambers put the ball on the floor, went left baseline. That little trapping defense comes out. Southern wide open on the left side of the lane.
27-22, Bison, 52 seconds to play here in the first half. Left front court, Michaela Lindsay with the ball. Leaves it left side for Hill, excuse me. Now to Young. Right side Hill, and she has it taken away by Jill Leslie. Leslie leads the break, 2-on-2 to Southern layup. Good! How about the 2 big girls running the floor?
What? She just stripped it from the guard, Leslie, and then a great job by Southern because you can tell she's gassed and she hustled down and got the layup.
Southern Arkansas scoreless for the last 5:24 here in the first half. OBU stretched the lead to the game's biggest advantage of 7. Lindsay, long 2, no good. Wasn't even close, and Jill Leslie is in double figures with rebounding. That's her 11th of the ball game. Kendall Parker with 5 seconds to play and a half being ridden into the front court. Right corner, Chambers for 3. It rattles off at the buzzer. It's a pretty darn good half for a short-handed OBU club. Against a difficult opponent to get comfortable against. OBU 29, Southern Arkansas 22 at the break. Our halftime report brought to you by McIntyre Law is coming up next. This is OBU Basketball and Classic Hits, KGFF.
Okay. throw line. She has 3 points. Mallory Lockhart, 3 of 9 from the field, 2 for 7 from beyond the arc. She has 8 points. Madison Chambers, 1 of 3 from the field, missed her only 3-point attempt. She has a deuce, but also 4 rebounds, playing tough inside with Leslie. Peyton Taylor, the point guard, has not scored, but has a nice assist over the top for an easy layup for Leslie. Melissa Southard, 3 of 4 from the floor. She has 2 boards, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Kendall Parker, 1 for 3. Those were all 3-pointers. She has 3 points, rounding out the scoring for the Bison. Great play for the youngster, Kayla Highfield. 2 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. That was a 3-pointer from the right corner. She has a big rebound. She came down from the free throw line, pulled it down with one hand, went coast to coast off the glass for the score. Kayla Highfield with 5 points. Oklahoma Baptist out rebounding Southern Arkansas 28-12. For Southern Arkansas, Kesey Young, 1 for 1 from the floor. She has a deuce. Jessica Jones has 3 of the 4 3-pointers for the Mule Riders. 3 of 8 from the field. Those were all threes. 9 points. Diamond Morris, 1 of 5 from the field, 1 for 2 from beyond the arc. She has a triple. Ariana Gwynn, 2 for 6 from the field, missed her only 3-point attempt. She has 4 points. Kylie Warren, 1 of 1 from the floor. She has a deuce. And then rounding out the scoring for Southern Arkansas, Braden Hill, she's 1 for 1 from the floor for 2 points. At halftime, Bison 29, Mule Riders 22. This is Bison basketball on KGFF. Thank you.
defend the goal off to our right, the east end of the Noble Complex to start the second half of play. It'll be Southern Arkansas basketball. SAU went scoreless for the last 3:01 of the first half and made just one of their last 11 field goals. Shooting in the halftime locker room, 27%. Here we go, Mule Runner basketball to start the final half of play. Lily Moore with Jill Leslie sagging off of her. Leaves it left side for Michaela Lindsay. Lindsay comes to the top of the circle, dumps it down low for Moore, who goes up and a foul. That's only the second foul of the ball game against OBU, and it comes with 22 seconds gone here in the third period, and Maddie Chambers has her first. The only foul of the first half was called against Mallory Lockhart. So Southern Arkansas, who was 0 of 2 at the free throw line, both of those from Lily Moore, will go back with Moore to the stripe. Lily now 22 of 39 free throw shooting this season. The first one is up at front rim, back rims, and drops in. So the first point of the third period belongs to Southern Arkansas. SAU is at a stretch in which they are playing 7 of their last 10 games on the road. And the road trip continues Monday, a makeup game at Arkansas Monticello. Second free throw, no good. Peyton Taylor runs down the rebound. The original 5 minus Petra Ryder out there on the floor. Melissa Southern starts the second half at her stay. Chambers to a jump stop out front to Peyton Taylor. Now to Southern, swings it left. They lob it down low for Leslie. He goes up and in. Jill Leslie with her second basket. Now has 4 points to go along with an impressive 11 rebound total in the first half.
Good pass by Chambers. There's 2 defenders there making that window kind of tight. She had a pinpoint quarterback pass to the right hand to look
Wing
good.
left with it is Kinsey Ezekiel. Ezekiel left side to Ariana Gwynn. It looks like most of the reserves started the second half now for Adam Collins' club. Gwynn steps into a 3 at front rims from out high. Rebound tipped by Moore, and it's controlled by OBU. Lockhart to Taylor on a handoff of the backcourt. Peyton angles right into the front court. Southern pops out top of the circle. Bison moving from right to left here in the final 2 periods of play. Leading by 8. It's their biggest lead of the ball game, 31-23. Leslie to Southern. It's knocked away from behind. Mo picks it up and now dribbles out from underneath. Southern will attack with 5 to shoot. Spins, goes up and draws the contact. Great job by Melissa Southern.
You've got to be aggressive, Todd, against a pressuring defense and doing it. And that's one thing I like to see Madison Chambers do. I think she had a clean block on the other end, but when she catches the ball in the middle of the paint, just keep on going. Don't just stop and then let the defense catch up. Just take it to them.
Kenzie Ezekiel with her first. That is only the 5th foul in 2+ periods against Southern Arkansas. The whistles have been swallowed at least to this point in the ball game. Southern hits the first free throw. Melissa has 7. She had 6 and 7 boards. 2 assists here against Arkansas Monticello with a win on Thursday. Second one is up and it's good. OBU playing their 3rd straight game without Khalifa Ford, their 2nd straight without Kennedy Large and Jalen Stapleton, and their 1st without Sierra Copeland, who's away because of a death in the family. Top of the key, Jessica Jones, left side for Doriana Brown. Brown kicks it to the left corner for Jones. They work it into the paint. Brown squares up at the foul line. The jumper rolls off, no good. Rebound tipped. It's juggled into the hands of Diamond Morris. Shot clock resets, and then they turn it over.
Chambers has got to get that rebound. OBU, another break. Giving up an offensive rebound. Southern Arkansas throws it away by Kesey Young. All over the back of Chambers. She put her body on her. She gets that foul.
6 turnover for Southern Arkansas. 4 seconds to beat the count, and they do as Southern jump passes to Taylor. Left side to Lockhart, who leads OBU with 8 first half points. Mallory with it, left wing, guarded there by Diamond Morris. They work the perimeter, 12 to shoot. Peyton Taylor out high to Jill Leslie, 7 to shoot, now 6 to shoot. Lockhart wide open left corner for 3. That one hit the rim twice, bound off. Rebound to Young, she loses it. Leslie on the floor, picks it up, feeds it to Chambers for the bucket. Oh, they tell me no great work that time by Jill Leslie.
I tell you make plays like that. Those are winning plays. Making plays win games. Great job by Leslie. Good job by Chambers recognizing the steal, coming in for the layup.
OBU leads it by 12 with 7:12 to play here in the third period. Southern Arkansas just 3 and 8. They've only won 1 road game. That was up at Alva back in January. Left side, Jessica Jones. On the wing it goes for Doriana Brown. Brown with it to Young. Moves left for the elbow to stripe and knocks down the jumper. Kissy Young averages 13. That's just her 2nd basket, and she's 2 of 2 shooting.
Yeah, and that was in the paint. You want to make sure Kesey Young is outside the paint when she shoots.
Peyton Taylor lobs it over the top as they beat that half-court trap to Chambers. Back to Peyton. 6:45 to play here in the third. OBU leads at 35-25 over the visitors from Magnolia. Chambers, Lockhart, straight on for three, no good. Boy, she's had some really good looks today. And then Southern runs down the rebound. It's poked away from behind, out of bounds by Kissy Young.
Yeah, we predicted that, Todd. I knew that Lockhart would get that, and that time she's way outside the men's three-point line by about 3. If the defense is sagging by the free throw line, just scoot up, just make the percentage go up a little higher.
Mallory's 3 of 10 shooting in 2 games now with Southern Arkansas. Lockhart is 6 of 25. Mal with it between the circles. Chambers with it right side, 4 to shoot. Leslie comes high, tips it out. Lockhart's 3 on the way. Bang! That's a big shot. Third three-point basket for Mal. 5th for OBU, and it's back to 13.
Great three-point shooter. She knows what she did when she missed the last one, made the adjustment, hits right there just in the back of the rim.
Brown cross courts at the Morris Diamond. Moving against Southern, now moves direction, goes left, pivots in the paint. Good defense by Southern. They get it down low. They over-the-head flip by Young wouldn't go, but there to clean up the miss is Maggie Evans, who will go to the stripe for 2.
Well, Evans got that rebound. Chambers didn't get a body back on the backside. Would have been an easy rebound.
It cost Chambers her second foul. Here comes Highfill and Petra Ryder back into the ball game. Jill Leslie will lead. Jill Leslie with 12 rebounds, 4 points, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Chambers comes out with those 2 fouls. 2 fouls here with the period against OBU with 5:54 to play. Third period, 38-25. Maggie Evans, a 70% foul shooter, spins the ball and then hits the first free throw. 2 of 5 foul shooting now for Southern Arkansas. Bison basketball brought to you by SSM Health, St. Anthony Hospital, Shawnee, by McIntyre Law, by ShopOBUBison.com, and by the First National Bank and Trust Company. Second foul shot curls over the front of the rim and drops down. Maggie Evans has right at her average of 2 per ball game with those 2 free throws. Taylor and Southern handle the ball in the backcourt. Peyton is trapped, now finds Petra Ryder middle of the front court. The Southern, they'll settle into that half-court offense. That took, though, 11 seconds off the 30 seconds for the shot clock. Kayla Highfill, left side. Peyton Taylor. Sometimes that's what a trap will do, Scott, not necessarily force turnovers.
Yeah, that's a good point. Adam Collins has that in his repertoire.
Highfill travels, and it happened right in front of Bo Overton. That's the worst place to make a mistake like that.
Well, she had her. Diamond Morris was coming full speed at her. Kayla Highfill panicked a little bit, shuffled the feet. All she needed was the ball fake. Morris would go by, and she could have dribbled up for an easy jumper.
2 scores, Southern Nazarene 49, UAM 22 at half. This is a score that benefits OBU as Highfill forces a turnover at the other end. Harding leads Northwestern 35-25 at the half. The Lady Rangers a game ahead of OBU in the conference standings. Bison currently at 8th, entering play this afternoon. Mallory Lockhart with it in the right front court, 17 to shoot. Mal dribbles left, lobs into the corner. Peyton Taylor turns to another 3 as Kissy Young forces her back middle of the floor. Petra Ryder within the foul line, touches right corner. Lockhart's 3, no good. Rebound tipped, and the Southern Arkansas has it. Brown on a half-court pass, left side. Morris turns down the jumper, leaves it out front for Gwynn. Right side, 15-footer from Young, good.
And Melissa Southern had really good offensive rebounding position. Got inside Doriana Brown, but just doesn't have the height to fight for some of those boards.
38-29. Bison have made just 2 of their last 8 field goal attempts, and we're under 4.5 to play here in the third. Lead has been as many as 11. It currently is 9. Highfill tries to add to it. Air balls a wing left 3. And the rebound to Morris. Here comes Southern Arkansas left to right. Diamond Morris gets deep, kicks into the baseline. Brown pulls up off the jumper, missed it. Stick back, no good, but a foul. Kissy Young is going to go to the free throw line. Here we go, just the way the game started, One Dog, with OBU having problems on the offense or defensive glass before they tightened it up.
Yeah, Lockhart and Taylor were on the backside rebounding. They had 2-on-1, and they let the gold shirt get inside.
Highfill with her first, team number 4 against OBU. Time out on the floor. Back after these messages. Bison lead at 38-29 over Southern Ark on KGFF.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A.
A is for above and beyond.
An extra level of care.
A game.
From caring for our guests and our community to cleanliness and safe service with a My Pleasure. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
A little funky dance.
And that too.
number 21, Jill Leslie. And number 2, Kendall
Neither
Parker.
team lighting up the afternoon skies shooting. Third period, Southern Arkansas is 2 of 6, OBU 3 of 7. Bison lead at 38-29. Their biggest lead has been by 13. I think I incorrectly told you it was 11. That was a little more than 2 minutes ago as Young hits the first free throw. Winter is becoming spring. Lots of sports teams on Bison Hill back in action. Best way to follow your favorite teams is with the all-new OBU mobile app. Download for free on your Apple or Android device by searching OBU Bison in the App Store or Google Play. Young hits the second free throw. She will check out, and Lily Moore will come back in. Kissy Young has 8 points. Here's the full court trap. OBU patient. Parker lobs it to Peyton Taylor. 4 minutes to play here in the third. The lead has gone from 13 down to 7, and Highfield throws it away again. Telegraphed a pass for Petra Wright. It's saved in bounds by Warren. Up ahead, right side, Hills. Stepping into the three, Kylie Warren, and she knocked it down. Well, she did that a lot. 5 of 7 on her home floor when these two teams played in Magnolia. 38-34 Bison.
And most of Hill's three-pointers came on second chance opportunities.
Peyton Taylor, trap, jump passes across the floor in front of us to Kendall Parker, back to Peyton. Taylor with the basketball to Parker, swings it left. Highfield wide open underneath Petra Wright, and she missed it. The rebound tipped, and it's out of bounds off Southern Arkansas. It was touched by Lily Moore. Good heads-up play by Jill Leslie, who pulled away at the last instant, knowing that it was going to be Bison basketball.
Yeah, well, I thought she even tipped it, and then the Southern Arkansas player tipped it again.
Parker to inbound it. And nearly throws it away as Petra Riota runs it down. Almost had a foot on the sideline. Resets to Highfield. Back to Parker to Kayla. Left side to Peyton Taylor with 3:11 to play in the third. They bounce it to Leslie, who squares up to the foul line. Back rims the jumper and a foul. Underneath, it's against Southern Arkansas.
Ooh, how about that was Petrata over Hill?
You know what? So did Andre, and so did her teammates. They started to walk back to the other end of the floor, but Kylie Warren has her first.
I thought Warren blocked out, but I didn't see what happened.
Highfield checks out. Southern is back in. Leslie will get a blow over on the bench, and Maddie Chambers has come out of the floor for the Bison. Madison to inbound the basketball to Parker on the end of the Bison on the center court logo. 3:04 to play in the third. OBU by 4. They've led by as many as 13. Southern Arkansas has forced OBU scoreless for the last 3:16. High post right with it is Southern to Chambers. Comes to the rack. Jump stop. Layup good.
That's what Madison Chambers can do. Off the dribble, she got in control. Shoulder square to the square and knocks it in.
Win off of the screen. Pulls up elbow left. Jumper rattles off. Southern Arkansas crashes. The ball free on the floor. Still free. Moore lost it, and Southern has it for the Bison with 2.5 to play in the third. Chambers gets a pass up ahead. Bounces left low post for Petra Riota. And then she turns into a double team and is bailed out, Scott. Boy, she was bailed out.
Well, she was bailed out. She's double teamed, but I think that's a mistake on the mule riders. They converge. Sometimes when you trap somebody, they just kept pushing. I agree with that call because Petra got hit about 3 times, and they called the third hit.
Braden Hill with her second. Team foul number 3 against SAU. I think I earlier said OBU had 4. They have 3 on the board.
But you know what? I don't think it was a shooting foul. I thought she was on just receiving the pass.
What do they say about the ball don't lie? The first free throw was a little short.
And Petra has got to convert on these opportunities. He had a wide open layup she's already blown, and then now missed this free throw after having that great game.
Boy, she has been money for the foul line, but today is just 2 of 4 as Petra checks out and Leslie comes back in.
Yeah, it looks like Petra wasn't too happy being pulled out, but Leslie is playing some ball today. You got to have her on the court.
Andrea started but has played less than 10 minutes of the ball game so far. 2:12 to play here with the third. Bison lead it by 7. Left front court, Ariana Gwynn. Right side against the zone. It's Lindsay. Drives to the goal. Layup good. It's a tough shot by Michaela Lindsay to get her first field goal and a timeout, Southern Arkansas. 2:08 to play in the third. 41-36 Bison. This is Oklahoma Baptist basketball on KGFF.
The church has been loving and serving the people of Shawnee since 1929. Find us on the web at ibcShawnee.org and join us.
How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain... And then there's the sauce. that just gives you a little bit of... And the cheese? It's the exact right amount of... It's almost too hard to put it into... Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger. Just like you like it.
First National Bank and Trust Company, our team is committed to serving yours. Visit our Shawnee branch to find out more about our products and services. Check us out online at fnbokla.bank. That's the First National Bank and Trust Company, your bank for life, member FDIC. Bison basketball brought to you by SSM Health, St. Anthony Hospital, Shawnee, where they have a game plan to keep you healthy. Visit ssmhealth.com. OBU inbounding. It's knocked out of bounds, so Peyton Taylor, instead of the right of the basket, will throw in from the far corner in the back court. Full court, Mule Rider pressure. They lob it to Southern. Mo bounces it back to Peyton Taylor. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and they're not going to get the ball over half court. Mo Overton is saying that is not the case. That is the case. I was watching the shot clock.
Yeah, the ball's got to be caught or across the line. See that first play, Madison Chambers held the ball, let them trap her, and they knocked the ball out of bounds. So you lose 4 seconds right there. You just got to grab the ball and advance it.
41-36 OBU. They turned it over for the 17th time. Southern Arkansas just 7 turnovers. Points off turnovers. The Bison, believe it or not, with a 9-8 advantage. Driving left, Kissy Young goes up. Chambers blocks the shot. Young gets it back, pivots, goes up and scores. Is into cylinders and rattled down, and it's a 3-point game. Here comes the pressure again. Taylor inbounds to Southern, back to Peyton across the way. Peyton retreats, now gets it to Leslie, middle of the floor. Left front court to Lockhart. She'll drive, fake the pass, draws the contact and a foul against Kissy Young.
Exactly what Lockhart has to do. We talked about it in the pregame. If they run full speed after her on the 3-point line, put the ball on the floor, go to the rim.
No hesitation on that press breaker by OBU. When you start to retreat, you're allowing the defense the advantage. First free throw good by Lockhart.
And there's a reason Adam Collins took that timeout after that made bucket to kind of make some adjustments on that press. And you're right, they've got to advance and attack.
Mallory hits both free throws. Lockhart with 13 today, averages 11-4. Bison making a 2-possession game again, 43-38 with 1:19 to play in the period. Baseline left, Moore to the goal, misses the layup. Leslie with a rebound. Boy, they have missed some chippies today at the rim. Southern cross courts it for Leslie. OBU looks really unsettled this time against the pressure. Peyton Taylor with one to get it across, lobs it, and she will not get it across.
Melissa Southern was wide open here on the half-court stripe, and she went behind the yellow shirt. You've got to keep the passing lane open. Taylor had no place to go with the
43-38. There's an example of what we were talking about on the previous trip. You don't attack. You're not aggressive. You're backing up. You're retreating. That's what the defense wants. Kissy Young hands it off to Kylie Warren. Top of the key, Lily Moore. Right side, it's Morris. Morris bounces it down low. Moore goes up, had the shot blocked. Chambers with a rebound. Madison pivots, cross course it for Southern. It's through her hands, picks it up. Melissa brings it to the front court. A give and go to Leslie. Southern shot blocked on the block by Morris. Diamond brings it back the other way for Southern Arkansas. 5-point game, half a minute to go in the third. Moore slides right off balance, throws it in off the window. It's back to a 1-possession game. 43-40. Southern Arkansas really turning up the heat. Southern beats the count this time. Lockhart open three. Bang! She rattled it home from the left wing. Holy Toledo, a big shot by Lockhart.
Wow, great shot. High arcing shot. Bounces around inside, and that ball's down.
5 seconds to play in the period. Down the paint goes Morris to the goal. Layup is good, and she draws it and one.
See, Coach Overton switched to a man-to-man the last couple trips, and some of these girls are gassed. Southern especially bending over, but she still plays hard despite being tired. I love it.
OBU playing with a very short bench today without 4 key players. 3 seconds to go here in the period, and Morris can go to the line where she's 66%, trying to cut it down to a 1-possession game again. Decent crowd here with us Saturday afternoon, senior day at the Noble Complex. Foul shot, no good. Rebound tipped a couple of times, and Southern Arkansas can't retrieve it. Peyton Taylor has it at the buzzer. OBU will take a 4-point lead to the fourth. 46-42 our score through 3. Back to the Noble Complex after these messages on KGFF.
Oil changes and tune-ups, damage in the transmission repair. Shiny Bitstop is fully equipped to handle all your maintenance needs in a timely and efficient manner. All right, fans, it's time to announce today's Chick-fil-A Lucky Row. In the middle section of Section A, Row B.
Still there, Bob?
Row B, stand up. Today's Chick-fil-A Lucky Row.
Bob, you still there?
You're going home with free Chick-fil-A.
Okay. Nothing. I just thought I hit something. I want to make sure I didn't turn us off. So.
To bless them on United Acts of Kindness Day. And thanks to Chick-fil-A Shawnee as today's game sponsor.
SMU over the final 6:20 of the third period. Shaved 9 points off their biggest deficit. They trail by 4 as we start the fourth. They do it with their best field goal shooting period of the ball game, 46%. OBU for the ball game, 42.5%, but a cold afternoon at Shawnee for the Mule Riders offense, 16-48, 33%. Look at this. Bison 38-19 on the boards, 12-9 on the offensive glass. Lockhart with the last possession of the third period for Oklahoma Baptist hit a big 3. Lobs it to Peyton Taylor against that trapping zone. Chambers skips it left wing. Mallory drives into the paint and an offensive foul.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. Lockhart's just got to pull up there in the lane, the bottom of the dotted line. Easy little shot.
Ran over Kissy Young. That's the second foul against Lockhart. First team foul. Seconds into the third period against Oklahoma Baptist. And Ariana Gwynn now will come back in for Southern Arkansas.
Bison in a man-to-man.
6:37 to play in regulation. OBU 46, SAU 42. Bison trying to close the home schedule with a record of 7-4 against the conference in Shawnee. Wing right, Morris gets into the paint, back rims it, rebound pulled down. It was stripped, but they're going to call a foul.
On Lockhart.
That's number 3 on Mallory Lockhart. It looked like, Scott, she had stripped the ball cleanly.
Yeah.
So Kissy Young back to the free throw line where she's 2 of 2 today.
Kissy Young at the line.
Well, that's 2 quick fouls here in the opening part of the fourth period.
Foul shot up and good for Kissy Young. This would make it a 2-point game, the closest that Southern Arkansas has been since very early in the second period. They trail by 7 at halftime. 4 minutes deep into the second half, they trail by 13 as Young front rims the foul shot and it drops down. This comeback has started with the full court pressure. Southern just beats the count, inbounds. Now they lob it up ahead as they get it to Mallory Lockhart. Lockhart with a stationary dribble left side. Jill Leslie comes out high. 6:15 to play.
Yeah, so the Bison on those inbounds plays have got to run full speed to get separation from their defender.
Southern spins, draws a double, dumps it to a wide open Leslie for the layup.
Good pass, dump off by Southern.
Melissa has her 6th assist of the ball game, and at the other end, a foul against OBU, and that's against Peyton Taylor. That's her first. So the fouls are starting to mount, already 3 here in 61 seconds of the fourth period against Oklahoma Baptist.
And the game wasn't called like this in the opening half. There were hardly any fouls, any free throws, and that was a touch foul there, too.
Young gets the inbounds pass, goes right at Chambers, leans it against Southern, and throws it up, and it circles down.
Leslie came to help. Now that's a hit.
48-42, and a foul against Quinn on the inbounds pass, banged into Peyton Taylor.
Taylor
on Ariana.
Taylor gets those fouls because she knows how to use her body in the right position on the floor. She saw the defender come and got in the right spot to receive the ball. No place for the defender to go. They go right into her.
8:44 to play in the ball game. Bison handled the pressure easily this time. Left side, Madison Chambers. Cross courts at Lockhart. Young is out there with her face. 8.5 to play. OBU leads by 2. They've led by 13 with less than 4 minutes gone in the second half. We're into the fourth period now. Lockhart puts up a three, and it's blocked by Jessica Jones. Leslie stick back wouldn't go. Jill tips it out, and Peyton Taylor has another offensive opportunity for OBU. And the shot clock, I don't know if it was reset correctly. It's at 17. The officials are going to get together and talk about it.
Another good offensive rebound by Leslie, but Jill has got to put that ball back in the bucket.
Jill Leslie with her 7th offensive rebound of the ball game. And her 14th of the ball game. Don't you think, Scott, that's what they're talking about, the shot clock?
Yes, yes. But it seemed like it went to 20 because it's down to 17.
Yeah. And now both teams are going to be pulled off the floor. They're going to come take a look at the monitor. 8:21 to play, second half. OBU 48, Southern Arkansas 46. This is huge in the event of a tiebreaker, and Southern Arkansas is barely even in the conversation right now of getting into the top 8, but OBU would lose a head-to-head tiebreaker with the Mule Riders if they can't hold on to what was a 13-point lead.
And the Bison have lost a lot of big leads this year. I had a 13-point lead against top-ranked Southwestern in the conference. That was with 6 minutes and something to go. Had a 7-point lead down the stretch another time. I tell you what, Jill Leslie playing a lot more aggressive. If somebody else can jump in with her, maybe Lockhart put together another string of threes, Bison can pull this out, but they're going to have to play hard and attack this press.
Both of those games you speak of were back-to-back. Southwestern here about 3 weeks ago, and then the following Thursday in Russellville against Arkansas Tech. We are in a timeout as they went ahead and rolled it into a 60-second timeout. We missed that, so we'll keep it right here. The shot clock does still read 17 seconds. OBU basketball brought to you by McIntyre Law. With over $200 million in compensation, one for their clients, OBU alumnus Noble McIntyre and his team are ready to help if you've been injured and need an experienced attorney. Learn more at McIntyreLaw.com. The Bison Athletic Association donors are making a direct and tangible impact on the success of more than 450 OBU student athletes in the classroom, the community, and the fields and courts of competition. When you give to the BAA, you are truly investing in champions. Learn more. Sign up today at OBUBison.com/BAA.
Well, the Bison have 19 turnovers to 7 for Southern Arkansas, but part of that is because no Khalifa Ford, no Jalen Stapleton, couple of great ball handlers for Oklahoma Baptist.
Tell you what, you win these 2 games without those players, it only helps you down the stretch. It is giving much, much, much more valuable opportunities in tight situations for the young players.
And how about the boost going to those last 2 road games if they do win this game today?
Madison Chambers, next road game Thursday night, weather permitting, down at Southeastern. A week from today at the Kerr Center against East Central for OBU. Chambers to Lockhart, top of the circle. Wind jumps at her face. Now it's Taylor back to Lockhart, 2 to shoot. Mallory throws it up and the shot's blocked, so that's a shot clock violation. Lockhart's got to shoot the ball earlier in the shot clock.
Well, a lot of times you see you coming out of timeout, and Coach Overton's telling them how much time's on the shot clock, or they're looking. The players have got to be aware of how much time is there to shoot.
Bo doesn't have much hair left, but what he has is about to get pulled out down the stretch here this way. 7:51 to play, 48-46. Southern Arkansas with a 3 could grab their first lead since very early on. Kissy Young bounces over the wing for Morris. Morris slide steps left, shot clock under 10, and a travel. Nope, they're going to say that Evans stepped on the sideline. Boy, that is a bad turnover if you're Adam Collins.
Well, he was mad at his player.
Yep, Kylie Warren is going to check back in. Chambers will handle a bounce pass. Southern Arkansas quickly gets the pressure of the backcourt set. Peyton Taylor with the left hand into the front court. She has played in big games throughout her career at NAIA Power Oklahoma City University. Won a national championship with the Stars, playing under Bill Overton, alongside her assistant coach and also Mallory Lockhart. Chambers backing down, loses at 4 to shoot. Maddie better hurry, gets it in the right corner. Lockhart's 3 is an air ball. And another shot clock turnover for OBU.
Well,
and they are up to 20 turns of the ball game.
Todd, you called it perfectly. It's that full court pressure taking off them nearly 10 seconds every time. That's keeping OBU a limited amount of passes to shoot.
We dip under 7 minutes now to play from the Noble Complex in Shawnee. 48-46 our score, and they get a timeout call. So a quick timeout by Adam Collins will lead us into a break. 6:55 to play. OBU by 2. This is Bison basketball on KGFF.
Okay.
Spending life wisely means taking small steps towards a life of love and impact. And we're here to inspire and empower you along the way. Spend life wisely. First United Bank.
Melissa Southern out of the timeout, called for her first foul. That is also key because it's number 4 against Oklahoma Baptist. So 6:45 to play in a 2-point game, and the Mule Riders will be at the line for 2 going forward.
Yeah, that is big because the Mule Riders been shooting not very well at all from the floor. To give them free throws would be detrimental.
34% to be exact. They're 7 of 11 for the foul line, and another unforced mistake. Doriana Brown had it go through her hands out of bounds.
Well, let's take advantage of this. Get some points off a turnover here.
Only the 8th Southern Arkansas turnover does allow the Mule Riders to get their half-court or full-court trap set. And a good pass by Chambers, right forecourt. Lockhart got by with a push-off. Gets it to Petrarita, bounces it to Southern for the layup.
What a great pass, Petrarita coming off the bench. Bounce pass, all angle away.
Quick 3 put up right side, back rims. OBU can't get the rebound. Warren runs it down, 50-46. That is offensive rebound number 9 for the Mule Riders, and driving baseline is Morris, who throws it up and in, and she's fouled.
That was a walk.
Chambers has picked up her 3rd personal foul.
And Overton wants a walk there too. She jumped up and then took about 3 or 4 steps, then got the hit.
OBU before that layup had gone scoreless for almost 2.5 minutes. Foul shot rattles off, no good. OBU with a rebound. Petrarita, Taylor, Southern. Lockhart, Chambers out of the floor. Lockhart with a half-court pass, works right wing. They trap her, and she lobs it out near the center circle logo for Peyton Taylor. 5:50 to play in the ball game. Taylor jump passes right. Mallory Lockhart with the left hand gets to the foul line. Now to Southern. Shot clock at 5. Mo spinning and a foul. That's against Brown. That's her 2nd, and number 2 against Southern Arkansas. With 5:46 to play, and OBU's lead is 2.
I like that call. Doriana Brown is riding Melissa Southern. Hit, no call, but finally the 4th hit or so. That's a block. You can't ride a offensive player.
50-48. OBU with 5:46 to play in the ball game. Lockhart inbounds to Chambers, wide open, and she lays it in.
Wow. I don't know if Bo called that or just a misplay by the Mule Riders. Great play.
52-48. Madison with a big basket. Bison 5.5 minutes away from what would be their 14th win of the season, the most in the Division II era on Bison Hill. Kylie Warren with it left circle. Takes 3 dribbles, works through the paint, now turns right. Trying to cross-court it, and it's stolen away. It was deflected by Chambers, and Southern has it. Bo is trapped underneath the basket, and Bo Overton gets the timeout called from the backcourt. 5:17 to play. It's 52-48. It'll be a 30-second OBU timeout as we keep it right here. And remind you that we have gone mobile on Bison Hill, from schedules to news alerts about your favorite Bison program. The OBU mobile app has you covered. You can find the app on Google Play and the iPhone App Store. Along with Bob Easley in studio. Scott Miller and Todd Easley.
There is a Bob Wanish up in Wisconsin.
I just missed everybody's name up, didn't I? That was a joke. Not the first part of it, but Todd, Scott, and Bob with you this afternoon. 5:17 to play.
Tell you, good defense by Southern. She stuck her hand with that deny, tipped that ball to Chambers. Chambers back to Southern. smart timeout by Bo Overton.
Is that Bob Wanish guy in Wisconsin, a nice man?
Oh, it's kind of my dad's cousin. I don't know him as well.
Chambers has a bounce pass knocked away out of bounds. Already 4 seconds off the shot clock, so be aware. Only 6 to get it across half court.
I'd like to see a hard cut by Chambers or Lockhart here. Good job by Southern to help out.
Taylor gets it to Mo. Mo with the left hand into the front court. Lobs it to Chambers. Madison with the basketball. Gets a screen, drives to the top of the key. Now probes her way foul line left and backs it out, head of the nail. And a travel call against Chambers. And there was contact that time by Kissy Young.
The pivot foot was down. There was no travel there.
Mo Overton and Brendan Siegler, neither one can believe the call. Turnover number 22 for Oklahoma Baptist. They lead by 4. One of the reasons they have a 22-board rebounding advantage. 42-20, include 14-10 of the offensive glass.
That was a walk right there. Put it right on his shoulder, and she trapped her.
Mo said the same thing, Scott. Kissy Young, left side, Doriana Brown. Back to Young, into the paint. Young kicks it right corner. 3 on the way is good. It's a 1-point game. That's Diamond Morris with her second 3, and the 6th made by Southern Arkansas. Bounce pass in the backcourt. Chambers dribbles underneath the basket. Adam Collins about to stroke out of the sideline. Peyton Taylor through the top of the key. Right side of Lockhart. OBU protected a 1-point lead with 4:25 to play. Mo said we're playing postseason basketball. Lockhart spins. Goes for the rack. Way up good. It's just foul.
How about Lockhart left hand into the lane, a total spin pivot all the way inside the right block off the glass and 1.
Lindsay with her first foul. Team foul number 3 against Southern Arkansas. Here comes Jill Leslie back in the ball game, and Lockhart, a good free throw shooter at 85%. One of the better of the Great American Conference, will go there for an and 1 that would make it a 2-possession game. You heard him say we've been playing tournament basketball for a while now, just trying to get to the postseason, and this has a postseason feel to it today. Lockhart's free throw is good.
Well, the ball's got to get in the hands of Lockhart and Jill Leslie, and Leslie's going to have to score inside.
4:15 to play. Good move by Lindsay to the rack. Layup around and down. No basket. Offensive foul.
Wow.
They called a foul on Michaela Lindsay, and that is her second. She collided with Melissa Southern, who is slow to get, or Peyton Taylor, excuse me, who's slow to get up off the hardwood.
No, it's on Taylor.
They did call it on Peyton.
Bucket good.
The way he called the bucket good looked like he called an offensive foul.
Yeah, when they punch, you're right. That would be an offensive foul. But.
So Lindsay will go to the foul line. All of a sudden, to cut it to a 1-point game again as Kendall Parker gets set to come back in. And the free throw is no good. Southern with a rebound.
Good job.
What, if Southern Arkansas doesn't win, Scott, they're going to bemoan the fact they've missed a ton of opportunities.
Well, yeah, I think you could say the same for Oklahoma Baptist as well if they don't win.
But OBU wasn't the team that was down 13.
Yeah, but it's a when you I see what you're saying.
4:10 to play. Yeah, you're right. Neither team has been without opportunities. Bison, though, leading by 2. 55-53. Southern angles right. Bison with a 3 from Lockhart. Has it right, run out, no good. Have held Southern Arkansas at 81 points a game to just 53 with 4 minutes to play. Driving left is Young. Pivots, gets it into the hands of Moore, and Moore tries to drive. It's out of bounds. Leslie last touched it. It looked like from back here it may have hit the leg of Lily Moore.
I think you and me and Bo Overton thought so as well.
Diamond Morris will inbound to Young. Top of the circle. Moore, 2 dribbles, hands it off again to Morris. 15 to shoot, and a foul. That's against Leslie, and that is her first.
That's a shooting foul. Darcy, he calls a lot of touch fouls, I tell you.
Yeah, and he was out on the floor in the first half when there was 5 total called.
I know.
Diamond Morris has a chance to tie it with 2 free throws. She's not a good foul shooter, and she misses the first. She's 0 of 3 at the line. Diamond Morris is 56 of 88 from the line. That's less than 65%. Southern Arkansas less than 68% coming into this one. Second one is up. That one is good. So it's a 1-point game again. This has been as close as the Mule Runners have been able to get to OBU today. 3:35 to play. Southern comes into a front court trap, and now a timeout. Bo Overton got it called. And OBU right now is just concerned, Scott, about getting the ball into the front court. That was obvious because Southern raced into that area where she basically trapped herself between midcourt and the sideline.
Yeah, that's where the Bison are dearly missing Jalen Stapleton and a Khalifa Ford who can dribble through that. You know, it's for the taking. That's why Southern Arkansas has some lopsided losses, because when you beat that, you attack, you have 3-on-2 or 3-on-1. The Bison, because Southern Arkansas has got 2 or 3 players in the backcourt, if you just keep pushing the ball in, you can have those 3-on-1 breaks, but the Bison is exactly what you said, Todd. Pull the ball up, just try to be safe with it.
You know what? They managed to get into the front court in 8 seconds, so there's 22 to shoot. In a 1-point game, 3:35 to play. It was a 30-second Bison timeout. Kendall Parker is out there, Southern, Jill Leslie, Maddie Chambers, and Mallory Lockhart on the floor for the Bison. They'll throw it across the way with Madison Chambers. Now to Kendall Parker. 20 seconds to shoot, 3.5 to play in the ball game. 1-point advantage for OBU, trying to hold off Southern Arkansas and even the record in conference play. Lockhart for 3 again, has it roll off. Leslie tipped the rebound out of bounds, and they're going to say it's off Southern Arkansas. Boy, from behind it looked like Jill Leslie was the one that poked that free.
I mean, I think I totally agree with you. Even if a yellow did touch it at first, Leslie forced it out of bounds.
And a bad pass evens out. Lindsay with the steal. Lindsay with a 2-on-2, trying to cross-court it. Lockhart breaks it up, but off the deflection, Young has it. Top of the circle, Lindsay for 3 of the lead. No good. Lindsay follows her shot, dribbles out left wing side. 3:08 to play in regulation. Kissy Young hands it off right side. Diamond Morris, elbow left, Moore. Lily hands it back again. Driving Lindsay, shot blocked by Leslie out of bounds with 8 to shoot.
Well, I tell you, Lindsay's got some foot speed, but there's no way she can get her shot off against Leslie at 6'3".
55-54, pretty good senior day crowd here on hand at the Noble Complex. They'll lob it to Young, who attacks against Chambers, goes up left-handed and scores. And Kissy Young, who has 16, she has 14 of those in the second half, gives Southern Arkansas the lead, and OBU nearly turns it over as Parker's cross-court pass hit the rim.
Yeah, how can you pass it there? Part of it's not her fault. There's just one place to go on the baseline. Somebody else has to flash up.
56-55, Buell Riders, 2:46 to play. Peyton Taylor comes in to replace Parker, bounces it to Lockhart, now to Southern left front court. Mo through the top of the key, hands it to Maddie. Chambers pivots. Southern with it right wing. Taylor to Lockhart left circle. Underneath it's Southern wide open, and she misses the layup. Leslie, though, short arms to stick back. And Young had the rebound. It's off of Kissy out of bounds.
Wow, how many gifts Southern Arkansas going to give you? If you miss those baskets, you cannot win tight games like this.
Ariana Gwynn will come in, and Lindsay will check out. Southern Arkansas 56, Oklahoma Baptist 55, 2.5 minutes to play. Peyton Taylor to inbound, gets it to Jill Leslie, back to Peyton underneath, catches, lays it up off the glass, and missed it. 3 times within 3 feet on that possession. OBU came up empty.
It's just an offensive mindset thinking I'm not the one that needs to score, but that's got to change to win.
Bounce pass, left baseline, Lily Moore. Southern Arkansas can work the shot clock, leading by a point with just over 2 to play. Young the bounce pass, backs down, spins against Chambers, throws it in.
Yeah, Chambers is getting abused there, down low by Kissy Young.
Young knows she has 3 fouls. Madison with it middle of the floor. OBU down by 3. Lockhart's 3 on the way. Good! Mallory Lockhart rattles a 3 in her 5th of the ball game, and we're tied at 58 with 1:45 to play. Out of control as Morris loses the handle and caroms right to Lockhart. Mal gallops into the front court right side with 1:42 to play. On the baseline is Peyton Taylor. Jill Leslie was wide open. She didn't see her. Now it's Chambers who cuts to the basket. She misses it. Leslie dribbles out and puts it in left-handed. Jill Leslie with another offensive rebound and her 8th point in a timeout, Adam Collins. A minute and a half to play. It's a 30-second timeout, 60-58. OBU with 5 straight to answer after they trail by 3.
Well, I don't know if Overton's going to go back to that 2-3 zone because there's a lot of 1-1 matchups that Adam Collins likes. He's doing ISO with Kissy Young a lot against Chambers, and then also some of those other dribblers are faster than what the Bison are on the floor.
They're going to roll it into a full 60. Back after these messages, 90 seconds to play. We're tied. OBU leads at 60-58 on KGFF.
Okay.
Thanks.
How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain... And then there's the sauce that just gives you a little bit of... And the cheese? It's the exact right amount of... It's almost too hard to put it into... Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger. Just like you like it.
All right, watch the fans. 90 seconds left in the game. Let's go. Make some noise.
Southern Arkansas with the basketball. 1:22 to play. Right wing, Diamond Morris against Southern. Slides, goes left, back, right. Hit the turnaround one-hander. Diamond Morris ties the game at 60 with 73 seconds to play, and then OBU throws it away. Peyton Taylor's cross-court pass for Southern, too high out of bounds.
Now Southern's got to catch that pass. It had an arc on. All she do is take a step back, but she jumps first, and it goes over her head. That's the only place Taylor could go with the ball.
24 OBU turnovers. Southern Arkansas with just 12 coming into their last two games. They had 50 combined. 70 seconds to play. We're tied at 60. Arionic win of the Bison Loco, middle of the floor. OBU with a man-to-man defense. We're under a minute now to play. Peyton Taylor probing to the basketball. Gwynn comes on the right wing side. Diamond Morris with 15 to shoot. Holds it high, bounces it down low. Young pulls it away, goes up, and she's fouled. That's on Mallory Lockhart. That's going to be her fourth personal foul.
Yeah.
So that's huge if this game were to go to overtime with 51.6 seconds to play in the game, tied at 60.
Yeah, Young, she posted up Mallory Lockhart. Young's more of a post player than Lockhart. And these matchups, man-to-man, is hurting OBU.
OBU in the second half is 11 of 27 shooting. Southern Arkansas is 13 of 25. Big difference. First foul shot is up, and it rolls off. So Young, who had been 4-4 at the foul line, over 76% for the season. Best she can do here is give Southern Arkansas a 1-point lead with 51.6 seconds to play. Kissy Young's second free throw is up, and it's good. So Young hits one of two and a timeout called by Bo Overton. 61-60 our score. Back after these messages. Bison basketball presented by McIntyre Law on KGFF.
Jordan Klinger at McIntyre Law. We have over 100 years of experience fighting for Oklahomans injured in automobile and semi-accidents. Distracted driving is an epidemic. According to government studies, 1 in 4 crashes now involve texting and driving. That's 1.6 million accidents caused each year by distracted drivers. If you have been injured and you want to know your rights, call us now. The consultation is free. We love what we do and we're good at it. We are trial lawyers. Call McIntyre Law today.
They went to a 30. OBU will do that so they can advance the ball into the front court with 51.6 seconds to play. Mule Riders 61 to Bison 60. OBU with 6:20 to go in the third, led by 13. They've trailed by as many as 3 just a few moments ago, answered with 5 straight. Peyton Taylor handles the inbounds pass. 46 seconds to play. Chambers with it left wing. Dribbles back out middle of the floor. Shot clock down to 18. Taylor with it right side. The crowd behind us trying to urge on the Bison. Bounce pass to Southern. Jump stops, is covered up, bounces it to Chambers. Maddie to Taylor. Peyton with the left hand, gets deep, lays it up. Offensive foul against Peyton Taylor. And that's her third personal.
Got to have a stop here.
They're going to review it now. As Darcy Schleybaugh came in, Scott, he was the official on the baseline, and he came in and said something to the lead official. And Bo was out quickly, and they said, we're going to review it. They told Adam Collins, we're going to review it. So that play is under review as it stands right now. It is her third personal foul.
Well, the lead official was the strongest call. He had the offensive foul on Taylor, had no hesitation. That's his call. It's only 8 feet in front of him.
They're looking, I think, to see if she was in the restricted area.
Okay.
I think that's what they're looking at as I can down the way.
I think that's all you can review on a judgment call. You're right.
61-60 with 29 seconds to play. This is a huge call because Southern Arkansas would then have the opportunity, although OBU's not going to let them have the final shot, but they would be able to play for the final shot with the play clock off. They continue to look at the monitor. Literally 3 seats down from us here courtside at the Noble Complex. A lot of the senior day crowd is on their feet. OBU leading the conference at home average attendance this year. And now they're going to bring the third official in, Scott. He will take a look at it. The call right now is an offensive foul against Peyton Taylor. Now the 3 striped shirts will get together. And everybody waiting for the decision.
Darcy's telling his team that she had her back foot on the restricted line. He's showing that with his right foot.
If that's the case, then it's not an offensive foul. It would be a blocking foul. OBU would have to inbound because that would be number 4 as a team against Southern Arkansas. Well, Schleybaugh was the one underneath the goal, so he would have had probably the best look, don't you agree?
Well, the lead,
whether her foot was on the line.
I thought Schleybaugh was over here on the side, and the lead, Darcy Schleybaugh is here, came over and told the lead official. But if it's like a tie, it goes to the lead official because that's his primary area.
Adam Collins is being summoned in. He has a smirk on his face, not like he's going to like this. Bo Overton has just been told Kayla Highfill is going to come into the ball game. We're going to go down to the official scores book, make sure everything is right. Adam Collins, meanwhile, is visiting with one of the officials. Yes, they're going to uphold the call. So it is on Peyton Taylor, and OBU will turn it over for the 25th time today. You need a stop or a foul quickly, so you have as much time possible, even if you're down 3. Bison will pick it up full court in the backcourt. So Kylie Warren will throw in. She'll get it now to Diamond Morris, who's trapped in the corner, and then Morris throws it away. Leslie with the interception to Southern. 20 seconds to play. OBU down 1 with a basketball. Melissa Southern angles right, hands it off for Chambers. 15 seconds to play. Maddie into the paint, bounce pass out of bounds. Collision, no foul. As it will stay OBU basketball with 14 seconds to play, and Lockhart will come in to replace Highfill.
That was a nice substitution by Overton. Highfill jumped so high, forced that turnover. Think they might have got away with a foul on that turnover.
14.3 seconds to play, 61-60, Southern Arkansas. Trying to sweep both ends of this regular season series for Oklahoma Baptist. They had one come down to the final shot here in the men's game on Thursday night. Southern gets the inbounds pass. It was deflected. Now she bounces it to Lockhart. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Right side Lockhart. Bounces it to Leslie for the layup. It's good with 3.8 seconds to play. Jill Leslie was wide open, and Lockhart found it on a perfect, and I mean perfect bounce pass.
It's all because Lockhart's made 5 3-pointers in the game. Southern Arkansas had to respect her jump shooting ability. As the clock got down around 6 seconds, Lockhart's dribbling in the lane. Not only is the man that's on Lockhart covering her, 2 others come to help. One of them off of Leslie. Like you said, a perfect dime to Leslie for the go-ahead shot.
Your Riders have called a 30-second timeout. They will advance it into the front court. Have to be wary of a foul, Scott. 5 fouls up there on the board against Oklahoma Baptist, so a whistle would send Southern Arkansas to the free throw line. Bison on Jill Leslie's 5th field goal. Lead by 1. That's significant. Joe Leslie has posted back-to-back double-doubles. 11 and 11 against UAM Thursday, 10 and 16 today here against Southern Arkansas.
Yep, Southern Arkansas has the advantage of moving the ball up to half court. OBU can't let them get the ball inside.
It'll be Lindsay to trigger it in bounds, and we have a timeout on the floor again. And it's called by Bo Overton.
And Overton, that's smart. He sees the setup that Adam Collins has, so now he's going to adjust his defense. I would think that he'd go back to that 2-3, but it looked like the Bison were in man-to-man.
Bison basketball brought to you by the First National Bank and Trust Company. Talk to us first. And by SSM Health, St. Anthony Hospital, Shawnee. They have a game plan to keep you healthy. Visit SSM.com today. SSMhealth.com. Scott, I want to go back to that reversal a moment ago. Do you think that the crew was not in agreement on that and the call stood because the official that made the call had the final say?
The official that made the call, you have primary responsibility. So the lead official under the goal, anything underneath the dotted line in the lane, that's his red primary area. Anything above that the dotted line up to the free throw line, you should have double whistle. In that case, when you have a three-man officiating crew, Darcy Shawball, if he sees something that he thinks his partner is blocked by, then you can have that double whistle. I don't think it was Darcy Shawball's call at all. It was the lead officials.
3.8 seconds to play. Southern Arkansas will trigger it inbounds. Here to bench in the front court. It's Diamond North. Down on their feet, making noise at the Noble Complex. It's instead Lindsay to inbound. Bounces it for Glenn. 2 seconds, 1 second. Glenn dumps it down low, and Young covers it out of bounds. Oklahoma Baptist wins.
They're going to look at the clock.
Hold on. The officials are coming together. What could they be looking at?
The clock. They're thinking that maybe there's 0.2 of a second or 1/10, and that's all that could be on the clock. That ball will hit in the lane before it went across the baseline. They're going to see if time expired or not.
So pump the brakes. Southern Arkansas should have no more than 0.2 of a second if there is any left. And I didn't think there was, but it was tough to tell when the ball actually crossed the baseline from this vantage.
Yeah, there's no way we can. I saw it bounce in the lane, but when it crossed the baseline exactly as you explained, we can't tell. The officials couldn't tell. They're going to look at it, but the horn did go off as the ball was going out of bounds.
I'm going to tell you, this is a good job of officiating. This game means a lot to both teams. Southern Arkansas is all but eliminated if they don't win today. OBU is holding on to 8th place by the skin of their nails, and time has expired. So OBU does win. Bison win it 62-61 over Southern Arkansas. Happy senior day for Oklahoma Baptist women. SAU falls to 11-14, 6-13 in the conference. The Bison have now established an NCAA Division II record for wins in a single season with 14. Final score, 62-61. Oklahoma Baptist. Postgame show is next. This is Bison basketball on KGFF. I put Welcome back here to the Noble Complex. Todd Miller, Scott Wallace with you. Final score, Oklahoma Baptist 62, Southern Arkansas 61. SAU in the fourth period had a 4-point lead. OBU then scored 5 straight to regain control. Southern Arkansas had a lead of 61-60 on OBU's final possession with seconds left. Lockhart was able to drive, bounce it underneath to a wide-open Jill Leslie, who laid it in to complete a double-double for her second straight of her young career. And the Bison dodged the final 3.2 seconds from the Mule Riders to win 62-61 here today on Senior Day. We don't have the scores, but I've been told that Southeastern's women have lost today. So OBU will have a 2-game lead with 2 games to play for the 8th and final playoff spot as they try to play here in Shawnee at the Great American Conference Tournament. It would be the second time in a non-COVID year that the Bison women, since joining the Great American Conference, would be in the postseason. So today could be a very, very big day for Oklahoma Baptist women's basketball indeed. 62-61 is our final score. Senior Day activities about to take place for both the Bison men and women. And Scott, you and I both could harken back to our days. Yours two-prong at the high school and the college level, mine at the high school level. You always remember that final game, whether it's your last game as an athlete, last home game, you remember Senior Day. It's special, but it's very, very sad too, because there's a lot of really special kids that have been part of a really good year.
Yeah, you think about how many hard practices you go through with your teammates day after day, the bus rides, the joking, the laughter, the happy times, the sad times, and then all of a sudden it's to a sudden stop, kind of like graduation as well. When you graduated from high school, am I ever going to see some of these people ever again? So it's kind of like a hit you in the face moment, like this is it.
We were hoping to have Mallory Lockhart, who had the game-winning assist, also had the 3-point basket to tie the game, and had 22 points on the season, but she will be going through Senior Day festivities. Now, the good news with that is Lockhart has said to you, she's told other people that she will be back next year. Peyton Taylor will not. Jalen Stapleton will not. Andrea Petrariata will not. 62-61, but I'll tell you, Scott, that senior group has really cemented, I think, the future of this women's basketball program. It is tradition-rich, takes a back seat really to very few programs. It has struggled in the transformation from the NAI to the Division II level. Bo Overton was brought in to bring this program back to a winning program, and he has established a Division II record today with 14 victories in a season. And it has happened because of those 4 young women we've talked about, especially Andrea and Jalen, who have been here through much darker times.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And, you know, the Bison still need them this year. Got potential playoffs. Looks like Southeastern, East Central knocked out. You get a 2-game lead on Southeastern. Boy, that's just huge when you win here and then they lose as well. So you're going to need Andrea Petrariata. You're going to need Jalen Stapleton and her speed. You're going to miss those players.
Bison have not locked anything into the conference tournament, but they feel a whole lot better after that final buzzer, winning today 62-61 at Shawnee, and then hearing that Southeastern, who was a game behind them for the final playoff spot in the league, had already fallen to Ouachita at home. 62-61 is the final score. We'll have a look at the statistical recap of this one in just a moment. Bison win on a late layup from Jill Leslie. 62-61 the final on Classic Hits KGFF. Okay. Todd Miller, Scott Wattish with you back here courtside of the Noble Complex. Mallory Lockhart, the first of the 4 going for Senior Day today, being recognized in a pretty good crowd here on this Senior Saturday in Shawnee. Now, again, the reason Mallory is going through the ceremony, although she's committed to return next year for OBU, she will graduate in the spring from Oklahoma Baptist, so she will come back for one more year of eligibility as she so chooses. Jalen Stapleton now coming out. Boy, it's good to see her have a uniform on. We hope that she will have that uniform on next week down at Durant and at East Central. Jalen, a really special young lady. Today, Oklahoma Baptist shoots 43%, 24 of 56. Southern Arkansas was 39%, 23 of 59. 6 of 18. Mule Riders from 3. They made 13 of the first meeting. OBU was 7 of 25 beyond the arc. Of those 7, 5 belong to Mallory Lockhart. Free throw shooting, the Mule Riders were 9 of 17. Oklahoma Baptist was 7 of 9. And the real number, Scott, that rings true for me is how OBU controlled the glass, and they had to because they turned it over 25 times today. OBU was plus 21 against Southern Arkansas on the glass, including plus 5, 17 to 12 on the offensive end.
Well, let me tell you, Todd, my eyes are wide open, and the reason why, Jill Leslie, 16 rebounds, 9 on the offensive side, 10 points, back-to-back double-doubles. She has changed, and I mentioned this in this broadcast, so much more aggressive, going to grab the ball, being strong with the ball. The sky's the limit. We talked about the potential for her. She's already playing like a seasoned player now. The rebounding, outstanding Jill Leslie to help control those rebound numbers.
Peyton Taylor and her family out there on the floor. She's been recognized. She's been a really big part of this turnaround season after coming in for her final year from OCU. And tell you what a teammate, what a great player Andrea Petraride is. I've got chills out there, Scott, literally, because her teammates are escorting the Lithuanian to midcourt today, and they are taking a team photo around Andrea. What a part she has played in the resurgence of women's basketball.
Andrea Petraride from Lithuania. Hard for her family to get across the ocean. So this is her family today, her teammates. I like that love. I like that glue. It's just important to have that continuity on a team. I think you're seeing big smile from ear to ear by Andrea Petraride. What a great day for her.
You will not see this very often. OBU turned it over 25 times, forced 14, yet Southern Arkansas had only a 3-point advantage off those 25 turnovers today, 18 to 15. It could have been catastrophic for OBU had Southern Arkansas done something with those 25 turns today, but instead OBU wins at 62 to 61. 10 assists, 23 made shots for the Mule Riders, 19 on 24 made baskets today for Oklahoma Baptist, 11 steals for Southern Arkansas and 9 for the Bison. OBU had 3 blocks, 2 of those Jill Leslie, the other Kayla Highfill. 2 blocks today for Southern Arkansas, both of those from Diamond Morris. So now the men's Senior Day festivities begin. Jaquan Sims will get a hug from his head coach, Jason Aker, out there. Tell you what, I have done this for 36 years, and I've not really had the privilege to be around anybody any better than Jaquan Sims. The kid came in here from Limestone College, and he immediately bought into the Bison program, and he's been part of a regular season championship team. He is part of a team right now that with 3 games to go leads the Great American Conference and is just a terrific young man.
Yeah, Coach Aker sends Sims out to talk to us a lot because he has so many great games. Always a smile on his face. He gives 114% on the hardwood every night. It's just a pleasure to be around Jaquan Sims and to watch him play.
Tell you what, today is not an easy day for me here in this building. I know that Brantley and Harrison went through the Senior Day ceremonies last year, but I knew they were coming back, or at least thought they were coming back. Today is the end of an era, folks. These guys have been with this program 5 years, from when they were narrowly winning a game back in the transition days to now having a chance to win back-to-back regular season championships. They'll be introduced here to the crowd in just a moment. Beforehand, Burke Putnam has been given his jersey from head coach Jason Aker. And tell you, I've been around some really good point guards at different stops, and Burke is as good as I've ever seen. I said this on the broadcast the other night, Juan Dog, that Burke Putnam, since I've been with Jason Aker, and there have been some terrific point guards, Burke Putnam is the best of all.
Burke Putnam is a bad man. I mean, some of the moves that he makes in the lane. So he's listed at 6'3", probably 6'1.5" or 6'2", and he's going against 6'9" guys, double pumping in the air, spinning once he leaves the ground, and laying that ball off the board. Some of that stuff is unfair at this level.
You know, I want to say something, and I said it last year. Kudos to Quinn Woldrich and to Kyle Hankins. They are the guys that brought us Brantley and Harrison, and Jason Aker has never shied away from that, Scott. He said, I didn't sign these guys, but thank God I get to coach these guys. And that has been a marriage made in heaven, Jason Aker and their seniors reviving the pride of this program.
Not only do you get Harrison Stoddard and Brantley Thompson, you get their families, two great sets of parents that are in every game. Even when I look up in the crowd at Arkansas, there's the Stoddards, there's the Thompsons.
So much that Richard Thompson does behind the scenes for this program that nobody will ever understand. Jack Pruitt is out there as well with his family. Jack's a terrific young man. Tell you what, he has really taken a step forward this season. I saw him this past summer when OBU won the Skins League in Oklahoma City, and Jack was a big reason why. I mean, he went toe-to-toe with some really big-time athletes, and I think his game benefited from that as well. So he gets his jersey today, Jack's jersey number 23, and here comes Harrison Stoddard. OBU sets in first place today, Dog, because of Harry. He hit that shot with 1.2 seconds to go. Right quarter, Thursday night to beat Arkansas Monticello by a point. What a great kid he has been. And I thank God, and I know that everybody else does too, that Harrison is out there and able to play today, because after the season opener, we weren't certain if he would. Well, we knew he'd be around for senior day. We weren't certain he was going to be playing, because initially they thought it could have been an ACL. It was a PCL. He missed 10 games, and Harry's come back just as good as ever.
Well, you talk about that last-second shot. It was set up for Burke Putnam to go to the rim. But Putnam dribbles up the left baseline, sees Harry open in the corner, right position. Even though Harry wasn't having his best shooting night, somebody with that experience and to be able to take pressure like that was perfect for the game winner.
If you're watching at OBUBison.com and maybe going, three of them, Quan, Harrison, and Brantley, all just have framed pictures. The other two have their jerseys, being Burke Putnam and Jack Pruitt. The reason why Brantley, Harrison, and Jaquan went through senior day last year, they had not verbally committed to returning for a fifth season. So they have their jerseys already to get a little gift today for the Bison program. Jack Pruitt and Burke Putnam get their framed jerseys. And I think Santa Claus brought those jerseys in today, didn't he?
Yeah, they came down in my little white car from Oklahoma City. So, it's just it's kind of neat to see them out there, and they're going to be hanging on their wall for life.
I know that was a shorter delivery than the one you had last Friday when we were in Arkansas.
Yeah,
do you think? To Starkville, Mississippi for the Wandog.
And now Starkville, Mississippi, Todd, is not very far from the Alabama border. So that's all the way across Mississippi, and it's a little bit south as well. But, we had that jump start to Russellville, so that took off about 3 hours.
62-61, the final score. Women win it. Oklahoma Baptist holds on to 8th place in the Great American Conference standings. We'll have a look at the individual numbers, plus our post-game guests coming up next. This is Bison Basketball on KGFF. Okay.